everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will and today we are back and we are playing some dungeons and, rumour has it, a couple of dragons as well. 5th edition as we return to episode 5 of Tyrant's Thrall. Pretty sure it's 5, it's exciting. We have our fantastic dungeon master back today, Louise. How's it going, Louise?
I'm doing brilliant, thank you. How are you?
I am also brilliant, as per usual. Fantastic. So, Louise will be DMing for us today, and we have the rest of our cast crew of players. You can find our characters online here, of course, in case you're looking for them. We have the fantastic Not-So-Speedruns reprising his role tonight as Tyrant. How's it going, Speedy?
Hello, it's doing great. I am tired. I woke up about an hour ago.
I heard there was a stream going on.
It was like a whole 13-hour thing. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, hopefully you can stay awake today, and we can.
I'll be fine.
We can play some Dungeons and Dragons of Tyrant as he smites some more fools. We have Torschool back today, reprising his role as Flinrick. How's it going, Torschool?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
I am fantastic. Don't know about the rest.
No, things are good. Flinrick is set to go. He's being all clericy, and we're ready to take on the wonderful world of Tyrant's Thrall.
Absolutely. And we have Josh back today, who is playing Artie once again. How's it going, Josh?
I just want to compliment you guys on the most dynamic opening we've ever done. Seriously, it just rolls so smooth. Compliments to everyone. GG.
You are most
and of course, I'll be playing Artie Remo. He's the Prince of Thieves. He's also a 14-year-old little shit. But you gotta love him. Like he's got everyone's best interests at heart. Also, loving your daughter, Will.
Yeah, a lot of love going around. None of it is allowed. But yes, I am playing Karazim today, who is a father of one Polly, who is somewhat enamoured with Artie at the moment, much to his chagrin. But other than that, he's everyone's dad basically. But he's also got a lot of muscle. Daddy, oh my god, Daddy's package is back. But yes, let's dive into a bit of a recap as to what happened last time. So I guess Louise, do you want to take us away on some memories?
Will do. Yes, last time on Tyrant's Thrall, a lot happened actually. It was a very intense episode. We kind of started off with the party. They rescued their friends and family members relatively successfully, fighting and killing one of the city leaders, Dent Ravok, in the process. And when his mangled and twisted corpse lay on the ground, it started to shift shape and change in front of them. And it became very much suddenly clear that something incredibly unusual and unnatural was going on here. And Tyrus, using some form of magic or trickery, managed to disguise himself as a perfect duplicate, even, of Dent, and then set out in search of his own daughter, who was not to be found with the others. The party as a whole broke into a disused arena, and to their own horror discovered there was a mass grave underneath the arena where the corpses, they seem to have been kind of siphoned into these magical rooms that are on the ground. They also found there the real Dent Ravok unearthed in this mass, sickly and on his last legs, with a familiar figure curled up in his arms, Tyrus's daughter. They both seem relatively okay now, not necessarily looking their best, but they're not dead, which is always a good thing to be. And in the kind of chaos, if I'm not dead, it's okay.
I'm winning.
In all of this chaos and confusion, the party, they attempted to cleanse the area, but these plans were somewhat halted when Artie discovered that Tyrus's wife had been once again taken and was to be made an example of in the middle of the town. She was to be hung in front of the public. And the public, however, with just a little bit of prompting, decided that, you know what, this is enough. We've had enough. This is too much going on. And riots began in the streets, and the death count started rising by the second, and Artie, managing to save her from the noose mere seconds before Tyrus himself arrives, saw that she was missing and quickly dropped his own Dent disguise before he got beaten up by the general public. Meanwhile, Karazim and Artie came to the realization that amongst all this madness, Polly was nowhere to be seen. depositing Tyrus's wife and Flinrick to aid with this purifying the mass grave. Archie then headed off to join Karazim at Angelica's sister's house, and that is where we left off, with a lot of confusion, a lot of chaos, a lot of rioting, and sadly as well, quite a lot of death, which, as we mentioned earlier, not a good thing to be.
Not death. Why? What? No, dead. Yeah, dead. Got it. I got it. Okay. Fantastic.
Got it? You good? Okay.
Nailed it. Okay. So, yeah, before we dive into the game, I'm writing you guys a couple of things. First of which, have you heard a good word of our sponsors for this week? The Lost Artifacts of Greygart. You can find it on Kickstarter. Fantastic little Kickstarter going there. Indie dev company called Many-Sided Dice. Really nice guys, and are running a Kickstarter for some sweet magic items with some awesome artwork and awesome ideas. Basically, they're magic items that aren't just, here's a +1 sword, they're items with a story to them, and identity to them, and background to them. Really actually interesting. Give it a look, helps us out a lot, helps run the channel, and keep this all ticking over. And of course, if you want to interact with today's shows, first way to do so is by following, if you haven't followed yet. Hit that button and join us. We are just 3 followers away from a viewer decision where you guys get to decide anything which happens next. Also, same goes for the tweets on that tweet there, and 2 new subscribers or patrons onto Patreon, and we'll do the same. Don't forget you can donate to affect the game, give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges and worse, and all of that is going towards the new sexy artwork that you're seeing on the channel recently. So, yeah, other than that, that's us. Let's dive into the game, and let's fucking play some dungeons. Let's play some dragons as well. Why not? At least 5 of them is 5th edition. So, yeah, Louise, take us away into Tyrant's
At least some dragons.
At least a few.
Okay, and it's just, just a smidgen of dragon. And so we'll be beginning firstly with Tyrus, as you are kind of standing amongst the general populace who are screaming and they're crying out for revenge, and around you you see not only people fighting guards, you see people fighting people in the confusion, you see people who are trying their best to escape but just can't and are trampled by the hordes of masses of people who are just going crazy. It's chaos out here. And what do you do in the midst of all this?
Cheer them on. I shout for the revolution and try and get away, probably to get back to my family.
You hear rallying cries behind you as you start to head off, for the revolution, for the revolution. And as you start to head off, you hear the sounds of those people crying out being silenced as they are killed mercilessly by the guards. There are still many people there, still fighting, but it's not looking great for anybody. The guards are getting killed, people of the city are getting killed. It's not great.
So just to remind me of the geography of the group, who's together, and I think I'm in a house on my own currently?
Currently, which is very exciting again, the party is completely split every way possible. Nobody is together.
Okay, cool.
So we've returned to the split party crew.
So I'm at Abigail's house, and I'm with his wife, and Polly is there by out of character, or in character. I don't know if she's there.
Well, you've no idea.
Okay.
Who knows?
No, I thought my wife was with
me.
Flinrick.
Okay.
You are.
Yeah,
you're
so quick recap on that.
Still muted.
You're muted.
There you go.
That was a really
Nailed.
gross noise that you were doing.
That was it.
Yes. Anyway, Speedy's wife is with me, grinding silver to purify under the arena.
Is it his
Alexandra
daughter?
I
is
just wanted to
with-
clarify, she does not have any experience using blacksmith tools. I would not have let her near those. But sure, she's ground corn before.
No, yeah,
Exactly. That was what we said.
I am going to
You're-
find people. I'm going to try and get the party back together. I'm getting the band back together, guys.
We're getting the band back together. Yeah, you are on your way to the house, Elena's house, who's Alexandra's sister.
Absolutely.
Last we knew, who you knew Karazim to be there. So we'll have a reunion soon, hopefully, if nothing goes horribly wrong. But apart from that, everybody is split every way possible, and that's great for me. I'm very excited about it.
And
Tyrus.
so sorry, just to quickly remind me, who am I with in the house? Because it's been a week and Will's brain is just fucking fried.
You're currently with Alexandra's sister, Elena, who is very scared, very confused.
Okay.
But that's, as far as you know, that's all that's in the house.
Alright, I'll shut up.
Okay.
So, Tyrus, what's the plan, man?
I'm going back to. So I figured out that my wife is not there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would probably have run back to the arena, because I don't think I agreed with Karazim to meet up back there.
Mm-hmm. And on your way running back to the arena, you do run into Flinrick, who is currently leaving the arena.
Flinrick is leaving the arena? What are you doing here?
Yeah.
What are you leaving?
Is it really me?
Yeah, last we left, you were going off into the city to help fight people and save people.
Oh, yeah. I think you were, actually.
So we purified. Oh, that's right. We did. We purified. We purified the thing, but. And I told him that his wife to stay there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alone?
Yes.
Yes.
A lot happened last time.
fine.
There's a
It's
lot
fine.
going on.
I'm going to see how I can help. It seems as though all hell is broken loose. Your wife is down there. The room has been purified.
My wife, she's fine.
She's fine. Yes, she actually did quite well grinding some silver to help with the purification.
And
She's
she's down in the arena now?
Yes.
With who?
No one. There's no one down there.
It could have been more confident.
No one. You left her down there alone?
It's holy space. It's hollow ground now. It's probably safer there than she's probably safer there than out here. Look around you.
Fine. And my daughter, where is she?
I never saw your daughter.
Definitely.
Right? Didn't I? I know. Why would your daughter?
We
it's
rescued her from the
wait a
arena.
second. So no, we're down there with the real Dent and your daughter are all down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Lena's still down there, right?
Yes, Selena and Dent are down there. It's holy
Okay.
ground. They're all watching after each other.
God damn. Why do
So
we have
many
so much
people.
family? We have so many
All
family
this,
members.
why you guys make all these wives and children and kids and four
sorry,
leaders of the
okay?
city?
You can't help love, okay?
I was, sorry, quick aside. I was DMing a game last night, and there are currently 10 NPCs that have managed to be taken back to the group's house. And I'm like, I need a fire. I need a fire in this house. People need to die.
Oh my god.
I feel for you, Louise.
So yes, Dent, your daughter and your wife are downstairs on hollow ground.
Okay, sure. I suppose I'll go join them then. Have you finished with holy water?
Yes, that is why it's now hollowed ground.
All of it, though.
Yes,
Sassy.
your wife helped grind the silver.
Okay, then. I don't know if anywhere's safe to go. I suppose. I don't know if the arena is the safest place, though. It seems like it's somewhere they might return.
I can't answer you that, my friend. I don't think
What of,
anywhere in the city is safe. Remember the revolution. When it
The
all
temple,
broke loose.
the temple in which you
Tempest.
stood.
Well, yes, but we know that. Well, we don't know. I know that my elder cleric seems to still be who he's always been, but I don't know about the high cleric of Tempest. But certainly, if anyone can be trusted, I trust him more than anyone. My elder to the Red Knight. I don't know if he would have a place of sanctuary, but we certainly could go check. It is close by, right? And yes, the Temple of Tempest is close by, the arena, if I recall. It is close by. Maybe we should gather them all and take them there.
I see
Is
no
it
better
safe?
option.
Is it safe for
And
Dent
we
to
should
be out in
definitely
this?
make sure that he is not one of those things.
Yes, but
We can.
well, holy water. We know.
It seems like something that works against these. I mean, at least they're magics.
Yes. And also, I used all that I had here, but certainly he would be. The Temple of Tempest will have holy water by the gallon.
What of Artie and Karazim
I know not.
and his daughter?
Artie left while I was still sanctifying the area. I do not know what
I
happened.
did.
Did you come back
turn-
by? Did you swing by?
No, because I dropped her off and went, hey,
Oh,
found
right.
his wife.
Yes.
Where's everyone else? And you were like, don't know. And I was like, great, I'll go find everyone. I'll literally do everything.
Yes. He went to go to your sisters to see if he could find Polly and the Karazim.
All right. I don't want to
the
leave.
best switchboard operator ever.
I don't want to leave
It's like the worst
these
telephone
three here
game.
alone. But I also don't know if I want to be leading them about the streets. So perhaps we should stay here and wait for them to return to us.
Perhaps. Do we let this city boil over in the meantime?
We are 2 men against the revolution. It is not worth our blades.
Not sure if we're at a revolution yet. It seems more like a riot. Maybe we should see how it falls. Gather more information. That is always best when developing a strategy such as this.
You can develop your strategy. I'm going to make sure my wife is okay.
So back into the depths.
For me, at least.
I will follow you.
Bring them back here, and once we're all together, we can seek shelter with the Tempest.
So back to the arena
Tempest.
you guys go. And in the meantime, we'll cut quickly to Artie as you are walking through the streets towards Elena's house. And as you go, you hear the distant sounds of fighting, of screaming, of women, men, children screaming out in anguish and in pain and in rage as you head towards Elena's house.
Yeah, he's trying to be as careful, quiet, sneaky as possible, using any sort of shortcut back alley he can find, staying off the streets, because like he will simply be crushed to death. Like, it's not a matter of like, you know, AC or anything like that. It's just there is a mob of people and they will just trample you. So he's sort of weaving his way along and finally sort of emerges, and I guess I'm gonna try and sneak up to the house, and I'm probably going to see if I can sort of steal a glance inside through like a window or a hole in the roof, anything, because I'd rather not go charging it.
Yeah, make me a stealth check, see what you can see. See what you can do there. And at the same time, Karazim, if you can make me a perception check.
Sure. Let's find that. That do 20. That's 19.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Not good enough, though. You feel like you almost hear something on the doorstep, but put it down to some kind of rodent perhaps running around outside, and don't think much more of it. After you are able to get up to nearby the window, and you can peek in, and inside you do see Kerosene.
He kind of like raps on the window, pokes his head
Holy mother
sort
of God.
of like up. Yeah, like he's very much like Artie's like really wide-eyed and startled.
I literally do the scene from Father's Dead when I collapse back.
And I go to the door and try the door. Does it open, or have you just fortified this place?
It's super like barricaded. I kind of like shout through the window, you know, like muted kind of glass effect.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can come around the back.
Yeah, Artie has a check round to see. I want to see if I'm being followed. I also want to see if this is an ambush, and if he is really who he says he is. Because I haven't had a chance to say the super secret thing yet. No, that's a persuasion. That's not. I persuade the surrounding
I
environment.
persuade
to
my
not ambush me.
surroundings to tell me.
13.
On a 13, you don't see or hear particularly anything or anyone nearby around you. What you do see, however, is on a nearby post, there is a recognizable bandana tied around it.
Whose bandana is it? Do I recognize this as?
You recognize it as Remo's bandana.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Do I see him anywhere, or is he just?
You can't see him. You can just see that he's left this here.
I'm gonna go over and check it just to see if there's any note or anything scrawled on it.
Am I seeing this as well, or is this when he's outside?
Mm-hmm. This is whilst he's outside.
Okay.
You can see him through the window, certainly, having a look around.
Get inside, you scoundrel!
Yeah, is it it's past your bedtime? Is there anything written, or are there any sort of markings near it?
You see, etched into the wood, just underneath where the bandana rests, are two letters, O and Q.
Okay. Oh, I feel like I should know, and I don't. Oh, no, wait. OQ, Old Quarter. Okay. Right, so I'm presuming this is he wants to meet. Okay, I'll deal with that in a sec. I take the bandana. And I'll go around the back and knock on the door and draw my weapon.
I'll be kind of like ready to have an action in case it's not him for some reason. I'm like,
yeah.
Code word. How do you like your croissants? Something like that.
He looks at you and he's like, that's not what we agreed on.
Okay, you do the first line. I've forgotten the first one.
Look, are you trying to butter me up?
Okay, I've forgotten the last one.
No, that's the response. That's the response that you're supposed to give. It's got to be you. No one else is this stupid.
I'm pretty sure he's a doppelganger.
To be fair,
It's not kerosene. Kill him.
I feel
Kill
like
him dead right
Kerosene
here.
would remember, but Will does not remember at all. Okay, how do you like your croissants? Are you trying to butter me up? Yeah. Password. Code. We're safe. Okay, come on in. I've got, I think, someone's sister.
I have some. Come in. I have someone's
We are.
sister.
Okay, come on in. I got someone's
Welcome to
sister.
Drunken D&D.
Oh,
You know what?
man.
I went into this session sober. Bollocks to it.
There's the problem.
I was not prepared. Right.
I didn't have my Imperator beer.
No, that's what you need. He sort of like goes in, looks around, sees, I presume, Speedy's wife's sister.
Elena.
Elena.
Yeah,
This is Elena.
Yes.
Yeah. Artie gives a modest bow, and he then sort of turns and says, we found them. And he nods to Elena and says she's okay, but where's Polly?
I don't know where Polly is, but it's good that you found him. Is everyone safe? There seems like riots out in the streets already.
Yeah. And like he looks really uncomfortable at that, and sort of like scrapes his boot across the floor and says, "A lot of people are dying out there."
Yeah. I mean, I think for now it's probably best that we all get back together before we do anything else. Are they coming back here as well?
No, I came to get you.
Oh.
I figured we should probably link up, but I also wanted to check for Polly. For you. And he's sort of like gone really quiet and says, "You found anything?"
I don't know that. I've been looking all over, but I promised that I'd have to. I promised that I'd keep her safe. I point to Elena, and I can't let Tyrus down. So
I know, but I think I might have an idea where she might have gone.
Where?
I have a friend, sort of. I mean, we kind of...
Is this all code for drugs or something?
No, listen. He's in the old quarter. He left a message outside, and he holds up the bandana and just says, "We need to get to the old quarter and soon. Polly might be with him. She knows him, and they get along."
Okay, that's a good idea. But about regrouping with the others, where are they?
They're still at the arena. I mean, you should definitely get back and take Elena with you, but I might have to head off.
Okay, if you gotta go, fella, then I don't advise it. I'd say we should better safe together, but I'll probably just slow you down anyway.
I mean, yeah, there is that, and also, well, we don't exactly build our hides to be. Well, we kind of build our hides so big men in armor can't get into them. It's kind of the whole point. Anyway,
all right. Okay. Yeah. I'll go this way. You go that way. Okay. If all goes to pot,
never speak again.
Yeah, we never see each other again. And if all goes to pot, we meet back here. Okay. This is our little meet-up spot.
He nods. Says, "Okay." Not very convinced. Looks around. Just says, "They already know about this place. Is this really the best place to be hiding?"
Oh yeah, I don't know, to be honest, but it's barricaded up to shit, so I've trapped it all as well. Oh, look out there! And there's like a swinging great axe which is coming. Oh, you don't want to tread on that. It's safe for now. I mean, worst case scenario.
Okay. All right. So, if I haven't met up with you guys by sundown, I just realised that I can communicate with Flinrick because he still has my bird. I keep forgetting this, so I will just
two pecks
telepathically. I will telepathically tell Ren, one peck.
Morse code.
To let you know, to let you know that everything is okay, and then I'll just say, look, I can keep an eye on you through Ren and find where you are, and then I'll meet up with you. And if not, if I haven't found you by dawn tomorrow, meet here.
All right.
Cool. And Artie sort of smiles, says to Elena, "You have a lovely home," and then just leaves.
Oh, sorry about the axes and all that. Good luck.
She is just rocking forth in the corner.
Yeah.
She is not
Solid.
So for now, we'll follow Karazim back to the arena to meet up with the others. And you are, as you head back, subject to the same sounds that Artie was on his way to you. The horrified screaming of children, of women, of men, in anguish, in pain, in rage, mutilated, cut off before they could finish. Quite distant, but not distant enough for your liking. But you can get back to the arena relatively safely. You don't pass too many people. The people that you pass are seemingly the ones that are trying to escape from the situation.
Fair enough. I'm gonna keep going past them, as much as I... Well, that being said, Karazim really doesn't care too much about other people, so... I'm gonna press on through the crowds and just try and get back to the arena and try and stay focused. Try and find Flinrick and the others.
You can get back to the arena relatively okay. You don't seem to run into any trouble, and you realise that the outside is seemingly empty. Hopefully, they are downstairs in the pits.
Okay. I will head down there.
And as you go down, you do see again the horrifying mass of corpses, this mass grave, and you're subject again to that same foul stench. But it does seem somewhat different, and somewhat purer. The symbols on the ground seem faded. The blue tint to the skin of these victims seems to have dissipated somewhat. It seems no less morbid, but perhaps less magical in this area.
No more and no less morbid. Sorry.
It's the funniest.
Even Louise seems pissed by
It'll
that.
never get old.
Yeah.
Why am I here? Just to suffer.
Why we're all here?
What have I done?
This is like community service.
It's really-
And we all have to. It's like a mandatory
Let's
thing we all have to
let's
attend.
rough them
Yeah.
in. Small petty crimes that they've committed.
I'm locked in. I haven't left in months.
I'm assuming Flinrick would have them back over towards the smithy and not in with all the bodies, since these are kind of civilians at this point, other than Dent.
I mean, I'd hope so. I'd hope they're not in with the bodies.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna head in there and say, hello?
Is
Anyone?
that you, Kazim?
It's Karazim, yeah. Wait. How do you like your butter? Damn it, something like that.
Are you
Are you
trying?
trying to tell me you're in the mood for a croissant?
That's right, I am. What do you say to that?
Are you trying to butter me up?
There we go. Okay. It's the real ones. Good. Okay. Well-
Karazim, you really should know these things better.
It's been a busy
This
day.
is
I was
very
going to say,
important.
actually, I would say him not knowing is better proof that it's really him.
Fair.
Well,
If he ever gets it perfect, we know.
the
We
fact-
know, yes. If he gets it perfect.
That's how you know. Also, Josh, your wild magic surge. Do you want to read that one out?
You know what? I'm gonna role play it out and explain. It's gonna be wonderful.
I like it. So I've got Elena. With is Elena came with me, right? I didn't
Yes,
just leave
yeah.
her alone. Yeah. So I'd have carried her if I needed to. I'll like plunk her down and say, "This is you know who it is? This is your fucking wife's sister."
It's your sister. It's your sister.
Yeah,
In
Dent.
law.
yeah, I put her down. She's safe.
Why were you carrying?
Oh,
She was like rocking back
yeah,
and forth. I
sure.
didn't know she needed
Thanks,
a
I guess.
Thanks, I guess. Really?
This is the ultimate family.
My daughter's
reunion.
somewhere
I
out
was
there,
just-
and I didn't go finding
I mean-
her because of you.
I mean, I suppose.
You suppose? Okay. Well, this is the last time that I go.
I
saving
appreciate
your
it. Let's go
family
find
over.
your daughter.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
What do we do with Dent and the entourage we've now assembled here?
We should bring them to the Temple of Temptus, I suppose.
I think we should keep them with us for all time.
Yeah,
I think we
Luis
should
should
add
voice act
more
all of
more
them,
MP.
and
We
remember
should
the
add
names.
the
There is-
conga train.
Out
Roll
of character,
initiative.
there is literally
Everyone
no
take
place we can put them. They will be safe from
Yes.
other
true.
than by our
Everything
side.
is dangerous. Even at our side is dangerous.
Yes. So I think it is our best option. And specifically with the High Cleric of the Red Knight. I still have not been able to make contact, or did not make contact with the High Cleric of Temptus. But I do trust my mentor, that he is who he says he was.
If you trust him, fella.
Let's head that way then, with
Aye.
haste. And does anyone have a cloak or something that we can cover Dent's head with?
Sure, take mine.
I think at this point, his face is not one you want to have while walking the streets right now.
We've got quite the entourage here, it seems.
Since attacking.
Crew going out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you head up to the temple, is that correct?
Yes.
Safe
Brilliant.
temple.
And as you head out of the arena, let's cut to Artie making his way to the old quarter.
Yeah. This is not in any way going to be horrible. This is something I'm entirely confident in. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking around. I can read thieves' cant, so I'm gonna be looking around for little thieves' cant messages left behind by the dozen. Basically, any way that they've getting in touch and sort of leaving notes for us to meet up. And I guess our hideout's not exactly safe at the moment, so I've got to figure out where they are.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll
So,
start there.
Yeah, as you head through looking around for these things on the wall, you do see there are kind of very rudimentary, as if they were done quite hastily, directions, not necessarily go this way, go that way, but forwards and keep going, and occasionally left, right, and around the corner. And as you draw closer and you see these notes becoming more and more hastily written, you do start to hear the low murmur of voices.
Artie sort of draws his weapon and is gonna go sneaky. I did the obligatory crouch, and yeah, like I guess he's gonna draw his knife as well and use the sort of the reflective edge to try and look around corners. It's not gonna be great because I mean it's not the cleanest of knives, but just see if there's like humans figures around the corner.
Yeah.
So a stealth, I guess.
Yeah, give me a stealth on that one.
26.
26, pretty good number. So through the kind of reflectiveness of your knife, you do see the kind of mirrored image of who you recognize to be Remo, or at least it looks like it. It's a little bit warped in the knife itself. He seems to be stood on something that's been overturned, and he is holding some things in his hands. Next to him on the ground, you do recognize Holly.
Does she look injured in any way?
Through the knife, she seems fine.
But she's crouched or again like sitting?
She's standing. It seems that somehow Remo is higher than her. Perhaps he's standing on something.
Okay. In
And
which
if you
case...
twist the knife slightly, you do see there seems to be somewhat of an assembled crowd.
Ooh, okay. I need to check something real quick. No, I don't. Okay, cool. In which case, he is going to look around the corner and sort of very covertly, in the palm of his hand, close his fist, and there's a little bit of smoke that comes out from between the knuckles as he summons a firebolt in his hand ready, and draws a knife ready, and is going to sort of see if he can slip around the corner in the shadows, and get a look at what Remo's doing.
Mm-hmm. Give me another stealth to see how well you can slip around that corner without being detected.
27.
7. You do so with ease. You become one with the shadows almost, as there's all sorts of smoke that you have in your hand. It seems to obscure you from the faces of these people that seem to be gathered around what you now see to be an upturned cart, and you see the figure of Remo stood above it. In one hand, he's clutching something that resembles a bag which seems bulging with perhaps coin. In the other, he's holding a small stack of papers, and on his head, quite jauntily, he seems to be wearing a crown.
Okay. I sort of look. Is he speaking at the moment?
He is addressing the crowd in front of him.
What's he saying?
He seems to be regaling some kind of tale about how he's found these items that he's currently holding, and sort of talking about what exactly he plans to do with them. He seems to be figuring it out as he talks, but he's definitely very smug and very, very self-aware that he's done something and he's found something that perhaps was not found.
Okay, alright. In which case, I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to try and, like, while he's wrapped up in his glory and bragging and has people's attention, I'm going to try and get as close to him as physically possible. Do I have it as a spell? No, I don't. Why would I take that as a spell? It's only one of the most useful spells I could have. So I'm going to... actually, this is what I do. So I'm going to put the firebolt out in my hand and instead summon a very nice looking spectral white glove that sort of floats in the air, Rayman style, because Rayman's amazing. And I'm going to sort of have it sort of slide across the ground, trying not to be noticed, and then tap Polly on the foot and sort of point me out as I'm standing in the shadows back in the crowd, get her attention, and sort of like give her the what the fuck look.
She'll turn to you and she'll squint almost for a while, seemingly not being able to find you, but her eyes do land contact with yours eventually, and you see she is grinning ear to ear. She seems excited, pleased perhaps. She is, whatever's happening currently with Remo and with these people, she is very much excited about.
Okay. I am going to step out carefully, still sort of... I'm going to try and conceal the fact that I'm definitely have weapons drawn, and start approaching them sort of from the side. And when he notices me, I'll stop and see how he reacts to me being there.
Okay. And so Karazine, Flinric, Tyrus, walking towards the temple through Warden's Walk. As you do go, you see now, crossing through the streets, trying to keep as far away from the action as possible, you do still hear the sounds of battle, and as you pass, you see what can only be described as corpses. Dead people on the ground, guards and people alike, children, men, women, scattered across the ground.
Are there like living people? Is there still like battle going on here?
Yeah, or is it just it's moved on?
There is still battle going on, but it seems to have moved on from this area. It seems that the only people that are left here are the victims.
Does this level of carnage seem appropriate for, I mean, like even with the revolution, does this seem bloodier? Are people taking advantage of the turmoil and possibly creating more corpses for whatever rites were happening back there? I mean, can I do like a history check to see if this seems, or an insight, if this seems in place, out of place?
I think the first thing to do would be check if their bodies are turning blue.
That's true as well. I could do my triage kit to see if there's any of those.
I'm not ready.
But I mean, let's go with what my thought at first was, does this seem a normal amount of carnage? So can I what would like an insight into if this seems like the type of carnage one would witness from this? I mean, there's or more. Or what? 17.
17. On a 17, it definitely seems as if this has been blown completely out of proportion, even during the revolution.
It's gone way too far, guys. We got really carried away. Wow. That escalated quickly.
Even during the revolution itself, those years ago, it never approached this level of destruction. And as you look further amongst the corpses, you see there are definitely far, far more civilians than there are guards.
Can I do my triage kit to see if any of them are turning blue or seem to be affected in the same way that the corpses down there were, with with symbols and some of the ritual cuts that we saw?
Yeah, certainly.
27.
27, damn good roll. You do see the civilians, they seem to be relatively slowly but surely, their skin is starting to decay, their flesh is starting to have a strange blue tint towards it. The guards, seemingly more so. Their skin is not decaying, yet it is brighter blue.
This does not bode well, my friend. I look around to see if there's any of these symbols sort of hiding around that people have, the symbols that we saw down below.
Yeah, give me a perception to see if you can see any of these symbols.
Perception. Not one.
You cannot.
Yeah, no, all these bodies, knowing that this is unnatural and also knowing that I'm out of holy water and with no way to stop this, We need to hurry. We need to hurry to the temple and try to somehow cleanse it so we could have those things that we saw in the sewers roaming the streets and more of them.
I agree. We can't let more of those abominations go around the city. Let's just get out of here.
It's dangerous. Move quickly.
And you can get relatively through the rest of the city towards the temple relatively okay. Seemingly you're now heading in the opposite direction to where the fighting is taking place, and the sounds of conflict seem to grow more and more distant with each step that you take. The temples itself seem almost deserted. It is like a ghost town here.
This does not seem normal as well. Something... I actually start to rush in to go see if I can to go check on my mentor into the Temple of Temptus, concerned for his safety and well-being.
You rush in. You do see Sefri there, your mentor, knelt deep in prayer. He seems to be the only person in the building.
Zephyr, what's happening outside is an abomination. We found Dent, but not Dent. Something had taken his form. Unholy rites that we were only able to cleanse through the use of holy water and prayer. Ooh. I need your guidance once again.
I see. He'll stand and turn and face you. You see there are bags under his eyes. He looks tired. He looks worn out from everything that's been happening lately, and he'll turn to you and say, I see. Indeed, these are perhaps the most troubling times we have seen. I fear to go outside. My colleagues have, and they have also not returned. And I fear for them. I fear for this city.
Have you noticed them acting strange? I know they wouldn't look strange, but have they acted abnormally or differently than you remember?
How do you mean?
Well, we saw how our leaders changed just because they were not themselves. I can no longer trust my own eyes or my own feelings or all of the emotions I feel towards you as my mentor. And I walk over to, I'm assuming this is like any big church, that there's sort of a font of holy water type idea, and will you join me here at the font and place your hand within the water as well? And I put my hand down inside of it. And
he'll look at you for a moment, seemingly confused, but it will seem to dawn on him that there is some kind of, whatever unnatural thing is going on, this is some kind of test towards it, and he will nod to you and submerge his hand, and nothing happens. Is that enough to prove myself to you?
I did not want to have to ask, and I hope in these matters I know not what is test enough, but I know I have nothing else to even ask of you in this way.
I can understand that, and well, thank you for coming here again. Who are your friends? I don't believe I've met most of them.
Karazim, pleased to meet you.
Tyrus.
My pleasure.
Tyrus's family, and
yes, this is my wife, Alexandra, and daughter Selena, sister-in-law Elena. And well, we seek shelter for them. With all the conflict going on here, we know it's not safe for them, especially when we know that the Imperials have targets on our backs, and that carries over to them, as we've all too unfortunately learned.
Agreed, no. Your family shall find shelter here. Worry not, friend. I will protect them with what I have, which, granted, is not much, but...
Well, you have the holy water, and that has more power than I certainly expected.
It seems It certainly breaks whatever ritual they were performing. Whether it actually will stop the beasts that are at the origin of this, I know not. But
Wait, you mentioned a ritual.
yes, and I trace out, this symbol. Or I know someone sketched them. I think Artie did, but I had to. I was purifying them, so I assume I can sketch out the symbol and describe the corpses and the rapid decay, the blue skin. Is this something you've ever encountered before?
As you show him, you see his face seems to whiten, and he turns from you. He grabs a book from a nearby shelf and starts leafing through it almost frantically. And he goes, "This cannot be. This cannot be possible. I don't understand." My colleague, a colleague of mine who went out with the others and again has not returned, was researching, as I mentioned before, and these are the notes he's left me to research, I suppose, in his absence. And he'll kind of turn the notes around, and you see there seems to be some kind of a sketch of a Mendaran guard, and there seems to be an aura drawn around it with some hastily written notes and signs of these symbols that you had shown him on the same page.
Huh.
Is this somehow controlling them, maybe? Maybe these Mendarans are under the thrall of the thrall of these tyrants who have taken the place of our leaders.
It is indeed possible. I know not what to think myself. I am still gathering as much information as I can. As you know, that is, the only way to go about deeds like this. What I do know for sure is that whatever is happening to these guards, it is making them stronger.
With your rank in the church and your long years of study, I still know only the basics of reproducing holy water in Mass. Are you able to help us with the aid of this here in this, what's available within the church on this hallowed ground, to try to make some more to take with us to maybe break this ritual, this spell that is holding the gods against their will, apparently, or empowering them?
I will do what I can. I wish not to see this city fall again.
I thank you. And however I can assist, please direct me.
Well, he will ask for you to do relatively simple ritual stuff that you have learned before, that you've learned under himself. And this will take some time. And in the meantime, we'll head back over to Artie in the Old Quarter.
So he sees me, and I see him.
Your eyes meet, and it's a beautiful moment.
It is a beautiful moment. There's a twinkle. There's a twinkle in him. Yeah, exactly. There's a twinkle in his eye. It is indeed the firebolt I've just held in his face. So he looks at me. I look at him. I'm trying to gauge sort of what's going on. How does he see?
Yeah. He turns around, and he as well, he seems to be grinning, though perhaps more smugly than Polly is, and he'll turn to you. Mate, you made it. Oh, I'm glad you came. Have a look at this, have a look what I found, and we'll jingle the bag. And you hear the sound of coins jingling.
Artie sort of cocks his head and just says, "Who the hell did you rob?"
I did. That's the best part. See, I robbed nobody. At least I think, right?
Hold on. And he looks to everyone else, like this gathered mass of random people. Just says, "What have we talked about? Look, let's go somewhere." Polly, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had to run, obviously, and I bumped into Remo, and well, now we're here. But he has exciting news. Honestly, I've never heard anything like it.
Okay, right. Let's, and he's gonna gesture for them to sort of follow him somewhere. Like, is there somewhere we can get on a roof, somewhere quiet? Where can I go that grown-ups can't go? That's what I'm asking you.
To the hottest party in town, that's
The
where.
hottest party in town, you know.
I know you can scale. Well, there's a relatively low building that you can pretty easily scale.
Yeah, he sort of skirts up the building and comes to a rest and sort of looks solemnly at the carnage that is playing out in the city in the distance. Helps Polly up.
Before he leaves, Remo will take a bow or two to the assembled crowd and head up to follow you.
And he just sort of kicks back on the roof, trying to look calm and casual, and says, "So, what exactly is going on?"
Right. Okay. So
is that
first
a crown?
off, yeah. Oh my God, you will not believe this. This is big news. This is going to take the city by storm, and it's all because of me, and I'm very excited for it. Firstly, okay, I was just doing my rounds, right? I saw all this rioting stuff going on. I'm like, you know me, don't want to get involved in a fight, me. Don't think I'd hold up too well. Don't want to die that much. So I found this hideout, right? Nice, cozy little place, nice little basement, seemed abandoned. Went down there, started knocking about, found this loose stone. Underneath this loose stone was all this crap. And it like, here's the part, right? I reckon, okay, now hear me out. All right, this is going to sound insane. It's going to sound absolutely insane. Like, you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it because it sounds insane. It's actually crazy.
Artie just like sighs deeply and is just like, get to the point.
Right, yeah, no, of course, all right. So, you know, we all know the story, yeah, of what happened when, well, based on the information that you gave me and that I gave them, but, you know, different story, they got into the castle. Well, the king, Iobus, and his wife, they were caught, right? And they were executed, and it was great, and everybody partied, and that princess, that Elizabeth, they said that she what was it? She killed herself, I think it was. Yeah, she killed herself because she didn't want, anybody else to kill her. She was a bit stuck up like that, but you know what? That's fine too. But the thing is, they were all buried with their stuff, right? With all their crowns and all their jewels and all their nonsense. Then whose stuff is this, right? If their stuff is all in the ground, then I've got a crown and a bag of jewels and a stack of papers here that say there's another one. There's another royal somewhere in this city, and I have his name right here, and he'll wave one of the papers in the air.
He just sort of like sits there, like trying to fathom it all, and says, "So, hold up. So you found a hidey hole stash, and you reckon there's another royal out there?
Yeah,
that we might be able to track down."
Yeah, exactly. Sounds crazy. I know. Sounds crazy. It's crazy. Totally crazy. It's insane, really, but it's true. And I have it all here to prove it.
Okay. Well, he gestures for the paper, like, has his knife out to open it up, and it says, "Come on, let's have a look."
He'll hand it to you very, very eagerly.
Cool, and takes it out, and unravels it, and sort of looks it over, studies it for a minute or two, trying to like remember what exactly he's looking for. It's been a while since he's read anything, so
it's been a while since he's read
not,
words.
Yeah. Like he's not the. I mean, he's smart, but he grew up on sort of the street, and he opens it and looks a little bit he laughs and then looks a bit disappointed, and then looks back to Remo and says, "This is a blank piece of paper. Why would it be a blank piece of paper?" And he'll check the seal to make sure that it's still got the official seal on it and everything. And then he shows it to him, and there's just a blank sheet of paper, and
he'll snatch it back of him. He'll be like, "Wait, no, I swear it was written down here. It was like this. Hereby declares the royal birth
Mate,
of."
Listen, this is huge. if there's another royal out there, then I mean, we could figure out we could try and get to them. I mean, look how much gold do you reckon's there? And he hands Polly the bag, this huge sack of gold. And he's just give us an estimate, like counting jelly beans. It's just
she's oh, this is more jelly beans than I've ever seen, Artie, though.
And he says, oh, so is there anything is there anything else with this gift? There's a crown. Is there any other a signet ring or anything like that?
Yeah, no, yeah. And he's wearing it currently in his hand, and he'll show it out to you, yeah, no, look, yeah. And you see, it's a signet ring with the emblem of Azaneth, the kingdom, a bear's face with a lion-like mane surrounding it.
He just looks at Remo like he's a complete idiot and says, "Why are you wearing it? Do you know how much Mate, if they can catch you out in the street with that and word gets round that there's a new royal, what if they think you're the royal?"
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Take the fucking...
sorry. No.
He's just realizes he's swore in front of... I'm getting...
Polly looks up and counters, she's just whoa.
Yeah. And he's just look. And he takes it and just says, I say we stash all this stuff, okay? We stash all of it, we wait for the rioting to calm down, okay? And after the rioting calms down, then I guess we're going to have to try and figure out if we can find them. I mean, there's a chance they didn't make it through it. And he gathers everything up and swings it in his bag.
Good plan. One question, quick question. Yeah. Won't take long, just a quick question. What about all those people, what I just told?
I guess, I don't know.
I mean, I told them everything. They had so many questions and I just answered all of them. I gave them the name. I gave them everything. I gave them the dates. I even gave them some of the gold because they had so much of it lying around. I let one of them try on the crown and oh my God, she looked beautiful in it. I'm going to have to find her later. But yeah, what are we going to do about them?
So, well, hold on. So you said this, and he sort of pats his back and says, "It's a blank piece of paper. What name is it?"
Yeah, but it wasn't a blank piece of paper when I gave it to you, and I don't know what's happened to it. But clearly maybe somebody doesn't want us to know. But no, yeah, it had a name on it, and I told them the name, and they were all "Oh, that's an interesting name," and yeah, we moved on from there.
So what's the name?
It was something like Artemis Saran or something like
I
that.
lay him out.
Do you want to give me any kind of role for this, buddy?
This is... Do I get advantage on this?
Oh, I'm surprised, definitely.
Yeah, this is non-lethal. I don't want to hurt him. I just need him to be unconscious right this second.
I don't want to hurt you. I just need you to be unconscious.
Yep.
Nicer words.
And that was why Josh was arrested and is now on community service here.
Yeah, indeed.
We're delving into our backstories here.
Indeed. So, at advantage, a 20.
That definitely does it.
Non-lethal, and I'll sneak into that as well. So, yeah, 17. And I 17, just bring the pommel of the dagger, straight into sort of his temple, and grab him, grab a fistful of his clothing to stop him from sliding off the roof. And then I'm just going to anchor him in place by putting the dagger sort of through the scruff of his collar and nailing him to the roof. And then very uncomfortably look at Polly as I'm still standing there holding my crown.
And we're going to flip on over back to the other side of town, where it's having a great time on the other side of town, at the temple. So, how are things going in the temple, guys?
I mean, I guess we're making holy water and, to try to be able to stop whatever's going on, to try to break the cycle of this ritual that seems to be spreading like a plague.
Mm-hmm. And definitely with Sefri's help, you are relatively easily able to make these concoctions of holy water. He's very much trained in the art of doing this. And he is unearthly quiet as he does so. He seems very much deep in thought. very troubled in thought as well.
I have a confession to make, because I still was not sure, Zephyr.
Confess away, my brother.
I might doom us all or save us with what I say next. But I have to follow what my heart tells me, even if my eyes can be deceived. I believe you are the real Zephyr, and I pull the cloak off of Dent. We have found the real Dent. He was buried under a pile of corpses underneath of the arena, affected by this curse, this ritual. The real one, when he killed him, reverted into a faceless husk of some sort. And
Gods.
I can only assume from the betrayal of... Oh, I don't know that yet, do I? Do I know that she took off? Uriah, the one we saved, the one we rescued, took
you know
off,
that she took off.
and know
you
that she
don't
took the
know-
body.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that she took the body. You don't know under what circumstances, but she definitely was not there when you returned.
Yeah, so I'll tell him that. I say, I can only fear the worst, that we were duped by... Right, I assume the body we found on the wall was the real... I'm sorry, I've lost the name of the two women. I've got
Uriah and Alith.
Look
Uriah
up.
and
Yes.
Alith.
that. Yes, Uriah is the dead one. Alith was the one who betrayed us, or who took the body. Or is it the other way around? Was Alith dead?
Alith's the betrayer. Uriah's the dead woman.
So yes, I tell him that. I said, I believe Uriah was the real Uriah and dead in the cell. And Alith, after taking the body, I had preserved her. I had put her in a gentle repose, as you taught me, potentially for resurrection. But she was taken. She was taken by potentially this imposter.
I see. I'm going to need to take a seat. This is a lot for an old man like me to take in at once. And he will kind of sit down on a nearby stool and look back up at you. So, right. So let me get this straight. The leaders who have been changing things around here are not the leaders we fought for.
They are not. The last thing, I looked at Dent and just go, because the last thing he remembered was going to Mindara, correct?
Correct.
And if he wants to recount his story as much as he knew, which I believe is just that he was heading to Mindara and then found himself below the arena, correct? I'm remembering
Yes,
that
that's
correctly.
He will regale that tale.
And having killed who we thought was Denton, seeing them revert to whatever it was, I can only assume that is what's happened with certainly Tyrant, and it seems to be Uriah as well. I believe that the real Loria has not been seen since these changes in our city have been taking place. No one knows where maybe her potential clone, doppelganger, whatever.
Indeed. You mentioned that
was.
she unfortunately was, well, killed, to put no finer tune on it. If indeed your story is correct, that would mean there is another Lariah out there. And perhaps the people do not know. What
Correct.
you know,
Well,
what I know.
Well,
Lariah.
I can't
or-
even say that for sure. We'd like to think that Lariah was just a doppelganger who betrayed us, but she is Mendarin, after all. It's possible that she was the one who brought this plague upon us.
I mean, not to hate on foreigners, but you can't trust them.
Wait,
true.
Loria, the dead one, was the mage.
Oh,
You're right.
sorry, Elif.
Elif is the
Would
Mendarin
like to
woman.
think that I
Yeah.
replace what I just said with Elif.
Yeah. Wait, did I just get that wrong again? The Mindarin is dead or not dead?
The
Menda-
Mendarin's alive.
And the betrayer. So Elif.
Mhm.
Loria, dead in a cell. No one has seen Loria for months. Weeks, months. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I see, so
The question
Wow.
is, even more frightening, was Loria, with her arcane protections, practices, able to somehow fend off being duplicated, and that duplicate has instead mimicked someone else.
it is possible. I admit now I do not know who I can trust, other, of course, than you.
I would say as soon as I leave this door, do not trust me again unless you see me place my hand in holy water, or if you in your research find some other way to help verify people's what they truly are.
Indeed.
Ooh. Clerics can't cast that, never mind. I was just, curious, meta question, if an identify spell would actually identify if someone was real.
It would, but not for a doppelganger.
Right.
It's the only thing that will do it is a mirror of true seeing or the spell true seeing itself.
Yeah.
Which I believe is paladins at 10th level.
Yeah, it's
So
high
just
level
find one of
paladins.
those
It might
around
be
the city. You'll be fine.
Yeah, clerics at some point get it. I'd have to go look at spell list, but no meta. Well, let me hop off the meta train here. Zephyr does not seem as though he has any ideas of something he might be able to help with.
No, he is. He's busied himself with the holy
Yeah.
water. That seems to be his outlet for this.
No, I was going to say I don't know what level he is. If he was high enough to cast True Sight.
Flinrick,
Yes.
how sure are you that this man is truly your mentor?
Quite frankly, I'm not sure.
Ask him about the croissants.
We didn't discuss
who?
that with him.
Oh wait,
The
don't ask
what?
about that. We just have to kill him.
I mean,
Yeah.
that seems like a rash decision.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Tyrus, I don't know if I trust who you are or who anyone is. We don't know how many memories they gain when they change shape. We only know that the holy water seems to react with the open wounds and the sigils. We don't know. We assume that some of that radiant light that we spilled onto the real dent made the difference, but
That's true.
we don't know for a fact, though. We don't.
How
he didn't-
sure are we that this holy water is indeed holy? This is his temple.
I would think that the rituals that I went, you said I was helping out. I mean, that was kind of why I said I would help out, so I could sort of look over top of it. That it is me recognizing just having two clerics is making it faster, or is it? Did we go through all the things that I would have done, but just on a slower pace?
You went through very much the same practices that you know.
Yeah,
and
what I just
somewhat more
did.
advanced, but you know what they are.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I trust him. The rites we did to consecrate this water are the very same I used that we saw did react under the arena.
Very well.
But who's to say? I don't know if these fiends are unable to do such rituals themselves. There's so much we don't know.
I still see no better option, I suppose, than here. We need a next course of action, though. What do we do? There are doppelgangers or whatever in the palace. There are riots in the streets.
I think we need to start breaking this control. I think that is somehow they wouldn't have made such a mass execution, a mass grave, and use such rituals if they weren't using it like a power source, a battery, something that's empowering them. The more of that power we can take away from them, every bit of it could help us at the end. These bodies, we need to consecrate and burn so that they can't be... Well, here, I mean, this is just sort of a question of whether Flenric and or Zephyr would know. If it was a demonic rite that was broken by holy water and we consecrate the bodies, pretty good chance that they couldn't go back and unconsecrate the bodies. I mean, is that a thing that we would know whether the consecration could be undone?
You feel like you would know that it's possible for it to be undone, but only on a very high magnitude of level that
Okay.
you realize they probably wouldn't bother with many of the lower members.
They would just kill more bodies. Then they take the easy route. Yeah. So,
Well, draining their batteries is, I mean, it's certainly one idea, but I don't know that it'll truly stop them from just killing more to recharge it.
I have
like
an
this
idea.
battery metaphor we're using in this world.
Yes, sorry.
I like this metaphor a lot. Why can't we have croissants as a metaphor?
Yes.
What are batteries again?
Yes, we need to, whatever. Well, we could do forge. But anyway, I have a thought. I have a crazy thought, which might or might not work. Zephyr, is it not true with silver and with enough silver and holy water that is already consecrated that the silver will pass on, the powdered silver will pass on the consecration?
It is possible.
It's a conduit. Tyrus, I know you're a good man. I know you're a rich man. How much silver do you have?
This every fucking week. Flenric turns to the camera and says, "How
Give
much
us
silver do
money."
we have?"
Yes. Here's what I'm thinking. This city runs off of wells as all for clean water, water supply. Let us consecrate the entire water supply of this city. Or as much of it as we can. Certainly the castle has its own water source for protection, if nothing else. Maybe we consecrate, start there. We take the water that we have. If you and your shop, we grind up pounds of silver, sneak into the castle, consecrate the wells. It could at least maybe weaken them somehow. Holy water will only protect those citizens who still live.
I do have a good source of silver. Enough, probably, almost certainly, to do what you say. How, though, are we going to find the water source? Do you know where it is? The well that feeds all these members of the castle? And how can we be sure that...
But I bet we have a young friend who does. He's been in and out of that castle. He knows all the ways in and out, through the waterways, the byways, and certainly a place where a young boy like that could hide if he's in real trouble. down a well.
Probably find a map too of the wells.
Or that.
It's almost
Or
as
the
if
city
it's in my
architect.
head.
Hey guys,
Yeah,
what about
the
this
city
map?
irrigation system.
I found this map over here.
Yeah.
We need 11 individuals, talented individuals to break in.
Just, I know it's a crazy thought and it's potentially a long shot, but what better way to try to take as many potential victims away from them? Maybe there's no need to kill people if they can't use them in these rites.
I like that idea.
It's smart.
We can hit all the major wells and...
Strategy, my friend.
Wait, all of the wells draw from, like, the main river, right? They must dwell from, like, the dock area, or, I don't know, any one of these...
I mean, we could
Oh.
try to consecrate the river, but
That's
No,
it
no,
will
it's-
flow away.
No, you
Yeah,
don't need the
that's-
whole river, you idiot. You just need a source where it comes in. There's a
Well,
central...
that's the-
There'll be a central canal where all the wells come in from, like most irrigation systems, and then from there you plunk in your sanctifying stuff. All of the flow goes to various
Okay.
different wells. You're safe
Meta
and
world
sound.
question: how
But
well
yeah, it's usually
irrigated
the
is
other
this
direction,
city?
Will. You don't want to drink out of a medieval river, or else it's like dysentery and stuff.
I figured
You
it's-
actually probably are taking groundwater. You want to
Yeah.
get pure groundwater that it flows the other direction. Its sewers go into the river. You
I don't
want
know
the
how
clear
this
water.
fantasy world works in times of irrigation.
This is true.
I'm
kerosene
approaching a
can drink
convenient
sewer water if it
plan for the
wants.
party so we don't have to go to 50 wells. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. I'm
No,
saying, as long-
we split up and we only have to do 10 each.
yes, we only have to do 10
Exactly,
each.
that sounds like great fun, party member. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's not like we don't already have 50 NPCs following us around. Give everyone a well.
Everyone a well, and they will
Anyway, I don't think we need to hit every well. Certainly all of the main ones.
I'll leave
but
the poor people today.
well, no, the real
Well,
the real
I think
target
the
has
most
to be
important well to hit would be the castles.
the embassy. And certainly in times of war, because poisoning the water supply is one of the oldest war strategies in the book. They certainly have an isolated water source.
Sure.
I would think.
Well, it's certainly a good plan. I see no problem with it other than the how. But
Back
once we do that, then what? We wait?
That's when we make our push to try to kill these other doppelgangers. Try to weaken them somehow. We barely, all of us together, were able to kill the Dent thing.
It was fine. Perhaps you struggled, but I was fine. I have no problem raising my hammer to crush these doppelgangers with no tricks. But I recognize that your plan is not a bad one if we can do it. We will need to fight them.
Do you have another thought? Certainly starting the revolution has given us a distraction, but you saw the slaughter. It's being taken out on the civilians by these empowered gods.
Well,
Can you make a squirt gun?
Boy,
Actually, a water skin does make a pretty good squirt gun. So.
well, are you you at all familiar with the consecration of weapons, perhaps?
I am not, and I know that making metal take on
I actually majored
holy
in that.
weapons are legendary in our order. I mean,
That's crazy.
it's through divine intervention that such things are made.
Well,
But certainly, just as you can dip a sword in poison, you could dip it in holy water prior. I mean, it's not going to last more than one swing, but it might be the swing that matters.
That's true. If we can supply some of the civilians with this, it would certainly aid them, but
Well, they could
we have a larger problem at hand. We need to cut off the head.
both of them, potentially 3 of them.
As many heads as there are. Well, let's start with the water. Things seem to go off track as soon as we do one thing, so it might as well just take it one step at a time, I suppose.
Seems as though there's some greater force that might need to intervene to get this moving again. So perhaps we should head to your shop and gather, or wherever you
Why
have
don't
the
we go
silver.
with the convenient irrigation system method? I like that one a lot. That solves all of our problems. Nailed. I'm just like,
Okay, hear me out.
I've got like a
we
bucket.
create
Sorry, go.
rain powder
That's
that
what
is
I'm
holy,
saying.
and we make it go into the
Wait,
sky, and it rains.
Holy croissants.
Holy water
Hear me
everywhere.
out. Holy croissants.
Weather machine. A weather machine,
We
guys.
bake croissants with holy water.
And
Oh my
then
God,
give
and then
them
we
out
lace-
everywhere.
Crystal
We
croissants.
give them out. The people of this city cannot resist
They cannot
croissants.
resist
That
a
is a
good
true
croissant.
No one
fact.
can.
Nobody can resist a
Oh,
good croissant. in this
actually,
city.
we feed the ducks, we feed the geese holy
the
water, and then
geese.
have them go crap all over the city.
V formation, bitches.
Perfect.
Let's go.
It's all come full circle.
See?
I love it.
Operation Holy Powder rains from above.
Yes.
With geese.
Rain. Rain. Don't mind the bits, the corn bits. Millet bits.
Okay.
Anyway, shall we?
so
whip
at this point,
to
I
your
suppose
stash of
we
silver,
need-
my friend.
We need Artie in order to go into the castle to find their water supply.
Well,
Wait for-
we still
well-
have his bird, so he can see where we are. So he said he would. Oh wait, no, he didn't tell me that. He told you that, or Karazim that. He told someone about he'd catch up with us by looking for the bird.
He told Kaz.
Artie!
He said he'll keep up with you with a bird. The bird peck. One peck is it's fine or something. I don't know. He's off to go get some friend of his in the old quarter. I don't know. Something about
Your daughter. He's getting your daughter.
Oh yeah, that. Oh, do we know she's
That
there?
too. We do
You
not.
don't.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he's
It's
off
all
doing
he knows
something.
that she
or
is missing.
I'm just gonna yell in the bird's ear. Artie! We need to get in the castle.
And Artie, as you pin Remo to the ground and you turn around and see Polly is staring at you wide-eyed, and there is some element of fear in her eyes. You see your bird starts to go manic. It is jumping up and down. It is flying around your head in circles. And you hear Tyrus's voice coming through the connection that you share with this bird.
Okay. Okay, cool. Artie draws his rapier. As
Polly
he's
backs away
alone,
immediately.
and he places it on the ground and takes a step away from it. And he's still holding on to this crown, but he shakes his head and says, "If you're against me, then it's already over."
Against you? I don't even know what's going on. What's happening, Artie?
Remember that story that everyone... The reason we have somewhere to stay,
Yeah,
enough gold to feed us.
yeah.
Look, you guys were the only friends I had. Just wanted a way to pay you back, so This is not how I
So-
wanted to do this, okay? And then, like,
To
he
do
just...
what?
He, like, relents and finally just, like, very aggressively says to Ren, "What do you want?" to the bird, who's sort of pecking in its head. Yeah. So I will look through the bird's eyes and look to see what Flinrick's doing What is
You
Flynn
see
doing?
Tyrus yelling your name at the bird.
Arte!
Cool. I paused, realizing that I could probably die while I do this, and sort of I sit cross-legged on the floor, and I'm gonna assume control of Ren, and suddenly the bird just stops like flapping around and being a dick, and just goes completely still, and just nods.
And you
That'd
see
be
the
your
bird
cue,
nodding.
Speedy, or do you want me to talk?
Wait.
You were
The bird
yelling.
nods
You were
at you.
yelling. You were yelling. Already
You're
at the
yelling
bird.
at the bird. The
Where-
bird's not paying attention.
The bird's not paying attention to you.
We're at the Temple of Tempest. We need you to come get us into the castle. We're going to poison the water supply with holy water.
It cocks its head. It like spreads its wings.
Just get over
Does an
here.
interpretive dance.
Just
It draws a map of the irrigation system.
right. It nods and pecks once, and then it goes back to being a dumb bird. And so I'm completely unaware of my surroundings, and she is well aware that when I do this, I'm completely unaware of my surroundings. Is she still on the roof with me when like?
She is, but she is much further away.
Cool. He sighs and says, I can't tell, but you can't, please. This, and he gestures to the crown and then stuffs it in his bag, was meant to stay hidden.
You're not making sense, Artie.
I'm the same person that I've always been. There's some things that I need to tell you about, but just look, if you don't trust me, and believe me, you have every reason not to trust me right now, and I'd understand entirely, but I know where your father is, and at the very least, let me get you to him safely.
I mean, no, yeah, sure. I guess.
Can I ask you something? As this could very well be the end for the Baker's Dozen, and I might not be around for very long after this. Did you mean what you said when we were in the castle? Not the castle, the embassy.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Then, okay. And he is just going to look down at Remo and just say, I don't know what to do. I panicked, and I can't kill him as a friend. And he's going to have a lot of questions when he wakes up about why I did that.
I have a lot of questions now about why you did that. So yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Oh, this is not going to be fun. I'm going to. Right, we're on a roof, right?
Correct.
Okay. This is not gonna work. But I'm thinking on my feet, and I don't have a lot of time right now. So I'm gonna go and try and find some wire or like any. I'm trying to think of why there'd be. Oh, washing lines or anything like that hanging between
Yeah,
streets.
you can.
Yep.
Definitely source
Cool.
a washing line.
Fantastic. I grab myself a washing line, and I'm going to tie him up, and like, still haven't picked my weapons up, so she's very clear that I'm not going to do anything rash, like punch my best friend in the face for no apparent reason. And I'm going to gag him with someone's laundry, just a sock, and then I'm going to figure out if I can get into the building we're currently on the roof on, and if so, check if there's anyone there, and if not, I'm gonna stash him there.
You can definitely kind of scale down and shimmy your way into one of the windows, and it seems like the building is deserted.
Okay. Does it look like it's used? That this is definitely someone lives here at the moment?
It seems more like a storehouse. It seems like a place that people would work, and currently there is nobody inside.
Sweet. Okay. In which case, yeah, I want to sort of, if I can get him down to like a balcony or something and get him in that way, great. If not, I'm just going to rip a hole in the roof, take the tiles off the roof and lower him through, because I don't want to drop him, because I'm really scared right now.
You can definitely find a way to leverage him through one of the upper windows.
I'm going in, and I realised that I've got all this stuff, so I'm just going to take the bag, make sure it's tightly done up, look to her as I pick my rapier up, just like, we okay?
Yeah, I think.
And
I mean,
he will sheath it, just say, I need to get you to your dad first. And with that, I'm gonna have the most uncomfortably awkward silent journey back to the temple.
Yeah. You know, it is. It's very awkward. It's very uncomfortable. You kind of turn to look at each other like at awkward times, the other almost wanting to speak, but like nobody really reaching that level. And as you do get closer to the temple, you do see the carnage that the riots have left behind, the bodies, the corpses. And that just makes it even worse. Your awkward silence.
I mean, I'm trying very, very careful to be very careful and make sure that she's out of trouble and isn't in danger at any point. And then, I guess as we get to the temple, I will just say, you know, that story, the one that sort of, the one that Remo told about the fact that he told the revolutionaries about my escapades getting into the castle.
Yeah, I mean, well, everybody knows.
Yeah, it's not quite a quite as impressive story as I'd like it to be. See, it's kind of easy to break into a castle if you live there.
You.
Yeah. It's okay.
This is some kind of joke. Artie, it's not very funny.
Artie pulls out the paper, which now has writing on it, and he hands it to her, and it reads, "This is proof of live birth of one." I can't remember my last name.
Saran.
Saran. It's Artemis Saran, Prince Artemis Saran, son of the ruling king.
She'll hold it in her hands, and kind of you see her shaking almost as she reads it and rereads it and rereads it again. And then she folds the paper up. She looks at you. She hands it back to you. And she heads inside the temple.
Artie walks in and is going to loiter by the door.
Do I see her coming in?
You see her coming in.
I'll rush up and grab her in a big bear hug. I was so worried
She
about
hugs you back and she's like, "Oh, Dad, I'm fine." And as you hug her, you feel her start to cry into your shoulders, her body shaking.
Well, what's wrong? What's wrong, honey?
And nothing is. Oh, it's been a day, Dad.
I know.
It's been a day.
I know. Anything in particular, or just the whole stress of it?
You see her turn to look back at where Artie is standing. And
Artie
for a
is
moment,
definitely not looking at you guys.
for a moment there is silence. She turns back. No, nothing in particular. Just
Can I roll an insight check on that one?
yeah, you roll me an insight.
Okay. I'm not particularly insightful, so I am unlikely.
This
to
is
be-
where you nat 20 and I am
Nope.
gone for the rest of the season. Oh, thank
I,
three is legit my lucky number.
I look at him. I look at him. I'm like, no, I get it now. I mean, sorry. And I go up to Archie. I give him a big hug. I'm like, thanks so much, fella. Honestly, you're such an upstanding young gentleman, and I was totally wrong to judge you before I knew you. And I, give a clap on the shoulder. You don't get enough
Archie
honest young gentlemen these days, let me tell you.
Fuck you, buddy. Artie literally like flinches and like has his hand his offhand on the hilt of his rapier, and he nods to you and just says, "There don't seem to be many people out there at the moment around here. At the very least, we haven't run into anyone. But I'm starting to get a bit antsy. I mean, you said something about waterworks?
Oh,
you were
yeah.
crying?
Flinrick has a comprehensive understanding of the plan, I think. Maybe.
We are taking a long shot. We know that holy water helped break whatever ritual they are using, and that seems from the notes of Zephyr's colleague somehow empowering these gods, and I believe made them able to do such carnage outside. We are not positive if it will affect the creature that was the false dent, but we're thinking potentially if we consecrate the water supply, it might weaken them, and if not weaken the false leaders of this city, at least protect and maybe break down the ritual that is empowering those who are working against us. But we need to find a water source. Just from my studies of strategy, I'm assuming that the embassy has an isolated water supply.
Yeah. It's probably the only reason we aren't tasting any taint of whatever the fuck that was. Sorry. Whatever that was underneath the embassy or the prison. So, look, I'm a little out of sorts. There's a lot of people that just died out there. So, can we move? I'm not very good at sitting still in these sort of situations.
Well, our first task, we have to get more silver. We're going to need quite a bit of it if we are to do something more than just a gallon bucket of water. If we're planning on consecrating a water supply.
I can get us money.
Is that Polly?
That's Polly.
Oh fuck my life! She
No,
still has
I-
all of the gold.
So...
You have...
What? How do you have gold on you, Polly?
Oh, I found some.
What? No. Is this a...
There was. It was,
it's not do anything. It's a stash. It's supposed to keep the baker's dozen going, just in case we have a rough period.
Like a lot of
So I can make
croissants,
sure
like
that
packed
everyone-
up somewhere or something? Like a packed lunch?
I mean, similar.
We need actual silver.
He holds out sort of like a hand towards Polly because she has the money, and just says, "Why don't you show him?"
That's called a bank exchange again. Yeah, they got great rates on at the moment.
I mean, Flinrick's like
cash for gold.
Gold could help us, but at this point in the midst of this riot, I don't think that we can get people to change us out. We need actual silver, bars of it, silvered weapons, anything that can be ground down, chalices, but it has to be silver.
Louise, as I've been to the embassy on the occasion, would I know of any ceremonial weapons that they have, like for knights and the such? I'm thinking like anything that's sort of like, I'm thinking more wall decorated and really gaudy as opposed to functional that we could potentially steal.
There certainly is. You would know, given your extensive knowledge of the embassy. You would know there are many wall decoration.
So I look to everyone else and I just say, the only place I know that's got that much silver is the embassy itself. I mean, they do knighthoods and stuff there, right? So I reckon they've probably got a few ceremonial weapons kicking around. They've sure got a lot of shields and those stupid cross sword things that they mount on the walls for no blooming reason. You can't take them out. I've tried. But you can take the whole thing. It's just a bit big for me.
He does actually make a good point. If we're going to be breaking into the water supply of the embassy, I doubt we'd have a cart full of silver behind us. It might be best to take what we have there.
Means that we'll be grinding it down in there. Smithy, you've worked at the castle before. I assume they have local equipment. I know you're one of the outsourcers, but do they have a on-site?
They have their own, of course. I trained there for a good while in my youth.
Well, we're gonna have to figure out how to grind down all this silver literally in the house of the enemy.
Yeah, but the difference is it's larger pieces. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a great idea grinding down coins, but you know how difficult it was. I mean, you got to hold that thing against the grindstone.
I understand, but regardless,
no, I'm well aware of what you're trying to tell me. I'm just saying that it's going to be a quicker process. We just need to figure out how we're not going to get caught.
Yes,
we've got a dent or two. To be fair, they still have.
That is true.
They still think they have dent.
We have one of the many dents.
Two dents.
Two dents. Transform. We can actually do two dents. Well, or yes. Well, I guess our next stop is into the house of our enemy.
Yeah. I'm all out of sneaky ways to get in. If they found our last way in, that's it. I mean,
well,
I robbed the place a long while ago, and unfortunately, the Revolution know about most of the ways I know in.
We do have, perhaps the front door is the correct course. In the custody of Dent himself.
Yeah, but listen, the Mendarians. Is it Mendarian?
Mendarian.
Yes.
Yeah, Mendarian. Yeah, the Mendarians, right? So if they're infiltrating us and like pretending to be us and whatnot, then maybe like I don't know. I'm just worried that they might rumble him. I mean, the man ain't exactly in any fit shape to fight.
Well, no, I'm not taking
we don't need
real
that one.
Dent. We've got our own illusion.
Oh, right. I completely, entirely forgot you existed. That's 3 dents now.
No, because we killed the other one.
Oh, yeah, no, we killed it then.
We killed the false Dent.
We killed a
we
fake
have Speedy Dent, and then we've got real Dent.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's like a
Well,
TV
actually-
show,
oh,
the free
that's-
dents.
And that's it's actually not Speedy because he still limps when he's dent.
3.5 dents. That's what. This is.
3.5 dents.
Yeah, 3.5
We're
dents.
pitching the show. It's going to be
2.5
great.
dents.
Yeah.
Do you think they've replaced the previous dent?
I have
Oh,
no
God.
idea.
The question is
That's
whether they know.
Fuck.
The question is whether they know if they're connected to each other and know that he's dead.
That's true.
A dent comes walking in, we could.
Walk into
I've
the
got
club
this.
like, what up? I got a big dent.
So
One dent walks in, I turn into me again.
Alright,
Or-
here's the thing. 3
we-
dents walk into a bar.
Listen,
Okay.
I
Well,
can
we know they're
transform
down
from
one.
dent into me. It may not be the best deception, but I mean, they could think that I'm, well, one of them, if I can transform like that.
I pull out Zephyr's friend's notes. And you were saying that it looks like there's an aura around the guard, but is there any other drawing that would somehow indicate whether, to help indicate, I mean, if I need to do an investigation to see if there is something that gives us an idea, is it that every treason officer is a shapeshifter, or is it just that they're somehow being empowered by the ritual? That, if there's any.
Yes, you can give me an investigation and definitely see what you can look into in the
And
relatively
I'm-
cryptic drawings.
I'm not good at investigation, but here we go.
Believe in yourself, man. Come on.
Yeah.
See, maybe not believing in yourself.
Yes.
Maybe don't believe in yourself.
Maybe don't believe.
Future.
I don't believe in fairies.
You can't. It's the writing is hasty. Some of it seems to be in a different language. You can't make heads or tails of the depictions.
I'm hoping, my friends. All I can do is hope and have faith that these shapeshifters are a rare thing and that we don't have a infestation of them, that there maybe are 3 or 4 leaders, one of which we've killed, so only 3 left, and that the rest are just in under some sort of control. But that is just me trying to have hope in this time.
Oh, we need some of that. So let's go with the hopeful plan.
Hopeful or foolish.
Same thing.
I am lost in a swirling vortex of confusion.
Don't worry, RT. There's a lot of things happening to your body. It's totally normal. Your age. Been there too. Yeah, I think the plan is to assume that they
I
don't
I sort of poke one of Karazim's new tusks.
Yeah.
I'm like,
See? Huh?
strange things happening, guys.
I think the plan is right that we assume that they're not repopulating dents constantly. Maybe it takes them a day, maybe it takes them a week, I don't know. And so we go in as a dent lookalike, a dent-alike.
Alright. I mean, they do kind of look identical.
dentist. A dentist.
They do kind of look identical.
Dentish. Go in looking dentish.
Identical? Yeah, fuck me.
And as we're
I'll be the best
Oh,
dent I can,
no.
but what are you
An
going to be all my
identical
prisoners
copy?
again?
I'm having an identity crisis right
At the end of
now.
the day, if we
Hey,
lose-
identity fraud is no joke, guys, okay?
I just want to say, at the end of the day, all we'll lose is Speedy if it goes wrong and he gets rumbled.
Yeah.
We can split, let him take the fall, and that's just a small dent in our plan.
you know what, why am I even here? You know what? Thanks for having me. I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Oh, you've put a dent in my patience, each and every one of
There
Yes.
it is.
Getting dented.
you. And
Viewer
yes,
dent
we have
decision.
a viewer dent. We have a viewer dent decision
It is.
coming up.
Do we really?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
do.
Oh, God.
To add to all the current chaos, we have more chaos to bring. So, viewers, describe to me. Our party are about to make their way to the embassy. what crisis is the embassy currently in?
Of course!
It has to be a crisis. Why can't it just be a party? Why can't there just be geese?
They're having a lovely spot of tea.
We're having a crisis. Who's the real Dent? Ah! No, I
They
am
have my
Dent.
wife.
I am Denticus.
Will the real Dent Shady please stand up?
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's the end of Spartacus, and everyone's just living forwards.
no, I am Dent. Okay.
No!
So...
We know.
Assume the position, assume Dent, the form.
Assume the full Dent.
Okay.
Yep, assuming the former Dent.
We know.
If I can get some Mandarin clothing, or like clothing that the kind of stuff that he had on before, I'd do that. But
I
don't know how
will.
much time.
I'll try and
or
help him
easy
out
that
and
is.
just try and give him some dental care.
Actually,
You do it gently.
I mean, I know we investigated it. Can we say that we took the false Dent's clothes? Because I know we looked at it and saw that they were of Mandarin make, even though they were of local design.
Yeah,
Can
we took. We kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely say that you took those.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so- put this on?
I.
Put on these dead man's clothes.
Put on these dead man's clothes. Pay no
Wait,
attention to the brains on the collar.
These clothes aren't quite as nice. They're not like as finished or refined. So we
Correct.
can tell the difference between him and the other dents. His as isn't as good. As is like underdone. You could say it's al dente. I hate my life. Speedy's done. I killed
Just-
him.
He's out.
It's a little bit underdone. Oh, it's terrible. So dress him up. I guess we've got to look like prisoners again, yeah?
Yeah.
Yo, tie us up back of a wagon.
These guys again.
In the middle of a riot, I'm sure we can get a wagon.
I love XP's suggestion for the viewer decision is the embassy is out of Ferrero Rocher and they're just going fucking mental.
Yes.
Quick! Doris, they're out of Ferrero Rocher! Call the police!
So we get please can we roleplay as the really pompous guests again? Because that was
That was great. That was a good time. Margaret.
Margaret, dear.
It's
Oh,
all
God.
kicking off, Prue.
Oh, Dent. Oh, no.
God. They tried to serve me a white wine at room temperature. Kill them! Slay them in the streets!
Execute them at once!
Right.
Oh.
Wagon, Dent tied up in the back.
Yeah,
Yeehaw.
yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
great.
Right. Fuck my life. So we I'm gonna I've got an hour where I can sort of blend. My problem would be that if that goes down midway through a sneaking through, I'm in trouble. But also if I go in as a prisoner and then change, then whoever's then is gonna suddenly be down a prisoner. If anyone notices that, they're gonna be like, why did you let a prisoner loose? Well, I mean, it's up to you guys. Because you guys have kind of got no choice, whereas I can
Yes. I would think you hold off on your illusion till later.
again.
Dent can explain. I threw him in a cell. He
Yeah.
pissed me off. I slit his throat.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
So, what exactly is the lie I'm going with here? Why I have all of you?
Yeah, we need.
Hey,
to
they've been
Well,
looking for us, man.
Yeah. How about
What if I recruited some guards to come with us?
that would also. No. How about we are. So Flinrick is someone who incited part of the rebellion, and they make an example of him. thingy, Kazim is big.
Brilliant.
Well, they went after you guys.
Well-
They went after the family, so they know that we're persons of interest. And
Yeah.
hell, I was a prisoner in the castle during the last time we got out, and so
I'm pretty sure
Well,
some people
Well,
saw me too.
the only problem is that it doesn't make a lot of sense for Dent to be taking a bunch of prisoners alone, you know,
Yeah.
without
So
any other guards with him.
I will be a guard. I will be a guard.
Okay.
This is like choosing a D&D character.
Yeah. I've decided I'm going to play guard. I'm going to take 2 levels in being utterly useless against anything stronger than level 2 player characters. I will be.
Sweet.
I take plot convenience from my feet, and I complete 2-dimensional character for my other.
Perfect.
Wow, same as
Sounds
always,
brilliant.
Josh.
Wow!
wow.
Wow!
Got him! Hey, you set him up,
Savage.
man.
My
I just knocked
God.
him down. It's-
You know what? I'm going to court your daughter. Just saying it.
That was also why Josh was put on Goonies 7.
That is a out of context. It's a very strange threat to make.
I'm gonna
caught
call
your
your
daughter.
daughter,
Whilst I was on holiday in Dublin, I was with a load of other D&D role-playing nerds, and one of them wound me up, and I genuinely turned around. I got to use the threat. I will bang the D&D equivalent of your mum, who is his mum of one of his characters is based on his actual mum, and I was like, I'm a nailer. And he was like, that's really creepy. Please don't. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. You pissed
gonna
me
do
off.
it.
You've made me do this!
You can maintain eye contact while rolling that d20. Mm. So, Louise, there was a story or a plan or something.
Oh yeah, so we were doing a D&D
Vicious
campaign,
rumour.
of course. I forgot. So yeah, so I believe the idea is you, Tyrus, are going to put on your illusion as Dent. Artie, you are going to put on the visage of a guard. And was it Kerazim and Flimerick you are to be prisoners?
Yep, in a wagon.
Sure.
Prisoners and a wagon. Sure, let's go with that. We'll go with that.
I think
Sounds
Karazim would
great
probably
plan
have
to
gone
me.
for guard, but yeah, sure. If I need to fill the role in the party, I'll be the prisoner.
You know what? You can do whatever you
Do
want.
whatever you
I
want.
can be whatever I want in D&D. See, Mum? Yeah, I will. I'll be a guard in that case.
Big
'Cause
guard.
I was a guard last
Cool.
time, and that's therefore less suspicious.
Fantastic. Okay. So as you and Polly will stay behind with Stephanie.
Yeah,
She will
thank
specifically
fuck.
request to stay behind.
Can we just put them in like through a dimension door and like leave them there in their own like pocket world, and then and they're like, you are safe now.
Hey, then
And
you can call her
cannot-
Polly Pocket.
And yeah, exactly. And you can no longer be put on trial for something that you didn't do. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm fine.
So Sefri will happily look after Polly in your absence, and he'll start showing her around, be like, "Oh, this is
Sure, we'll
this,
leave her
this
with the
is
priest.
this,
What could
this,
go
this."
wrong?
You can't go wrong. It'll be fine. Dent's there too. Don't forget that he's there too.
That makes me feel
This
better.
is true.
He's having a good time. Everyone's having a good time at the temple, and as you head outside, you notice. Well, the first strange thing is that the city is silent, more or less.
That's not good. Probably.
Have the riots subsided?
Might have been put down. I mean, things like that tend to burst out of control before they just calm down.
Yeah, that's it's a bit concerning to say the least.
Maybe one side took enough casualties to withdraw. There's a certain fight in these people. I presume we're walking through the streets as we say this,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna in character and just say these people have fight in them, but their spirit is easily broken if you kill enough of them.
They're
We should be on our guard. though.
foolish at best for their attempts. They do not see what we've built here. I should be doing a Dent voice. Yeah, that's all. Just walking.
And as you approach closer and closer to the embassy, to where the fights seem to have been spreading to, and as you turn the corner, you are met with something that's not like what you saw under the arena, but at the same time is all too familiar to you. The piles almost of corpses, children even, that seemed to have been trying to run from the situation but did not get far enough. Women who seem to have been trying to protect each other, men who seem to be doing the same. Carnage, absolute carnage. Barely any of these civilians were armed. They seem to have just been fighting with what they had and what little they had left to them. There are a few bodies of guards scattered around among them, usually piled underneath some of these civilians. And as you pass, knowing what to look for, you do notice the blue tinge to their skin. You notice the decay of the civilians. And you reach closer and closer to the embassy, and it only gets worse before it gets better. It seems to thin out the people that you've met before, people that you know, perhaps neighbors, perhaps friends, perhaps colleagues, people that you don't know, who you've never met before in your life, and now, well, you never will. And as you approach the embassy, you see there are a large proportion of armed guards stood outside. It seems as if the embassy itself has gone into some sort of lockdown in response to the riots in the city. But as you do draw closer, the amount of casualties seem to thin out around you. The people that got this far certainly didn't seem to get much further, as far as you can tell.
Are there any people walking around still, any guards at least?
There are a few patrols of guards going around and kind of checking bodies, seeing who's alive and who's dead, and you do see one of them from the corner of your eye poke what looks like a rapier like at somebody who stirs and makes some kind of movement, some kind of noise before the rapier is plunged through their chest, and they make no more sound, make no more movement.
Do I see them
And the
doing
guards move
anything
on.
to any of the bodies other than just like checking to see if they're alive?
Give me a perception check.
I will also do.
23.
23. On A23, you see that some of the guards, the majority of them, are just checking to see who's alive and who's not. Some of the guards do seem to be taking more of an interest in the state of decay that's happening on the bodies. You see one of them seems to whip out a small pocket knife and carve something into the chest of one of the civilians.
So he's carving something into someone's chest.
Correct.
I can reasonably assume what that means. All right.
I don't know if it's reasonable. Yeah,
But it's an assumption. At
pretty,
least.
pretty unreasonable, really. Pretty objectionable in my book.
I mean, there's nothing to really be done about it.
I mean, we've got the holy water that we just made, but I mean, for you to break
Yeah.
character and go over and start doing something, it's going to blow the plan.
Yeah.
Stick to the plan. The code.
Yeah, continue just walking towards the embassy. We don't have time to lose our identity.
Artie pays no attention. He knows he's on a time limit and he really don't want to look at that.
So you approach the main gates of the embassy, and a patrol of about 4 guards approaches you, and they look certainly surprised, at least, to see you, Dent. And one of the seemingly the leader, perhaps at least the biggest, will turn to you and say, "Sir, you haven't been back in a while, sir. You all right?"
I'm perfectly fine. There was a bit of trouble back at the arena, and well, with the riots going on, we had to hide out for a minute. It wasn't safe for us to pass, but since things have died down, we'd very much like to return. There's much to discuss.
Right, no, yeah, sure. Bro, well, see, Tarian's already in there. Quick question. I don't suppose you've seen Elif at all, have you? She, still isn't quite accounted for.
No, I have not seen her lately.
Well, we can only hope for the best, I suppose, sir. She's a smart woman. I think she'll be all right. Pretty sure.
She should turn up, certainly. I certainly hope so. With this carnage around, well, what was the last you heard of her?
Oh gosh. Well, I know she was in the embassy. You see, sir. Something about. Well, see, there's these rumours, right? I don't know how much I believe in myself, sir. I don't really give much stock in rumours, but she was apparently, supposedly kidnapped. I mean, a woman like that, I don't think it'd be that easy, but I reckon she left of her own accord. And perhaps just hasn't come back yet, but either way, she is not currently in residence. And well, if she has been kidnapped, that's a very big problem, and we're going to need to deal with that, and I don't really want to have to deal with that, sir. Not that great responsibility. Don't know why you gave me this job, sir, really. Sorry, sir, I'm rambling, sir.
You're a terrible
Sorry
manager.
to have given you a job and a decent pay.
I mean, no, I don't want to complain, sir. You go right ahead.
All right, thank you.
Speak to your HR rep.
So you can enter the embassy, seemingly unchallenged.
Okay, we'll do so and head towards the forge.
And as you head towards the forge, you see the familiar back of Tarian Lennings, the former general, the current one quarter of the leaders of this city, and he is currently knelt over the forge, seemingly working on something.
Like I stop Den and just say, I can say I'm a runner, been sent for him. Try and draw him out so you don't have to engage him in conversation. Then we'll know things you should know, or the imposter should.
That makes sense. Perhaps I should take a step aside so he doesn't see me as he leaves.
I nod. I sort of like gesture everyone to get out of sight for a moment, and then I'm going to march quickly into one of the rooms, into the room, and say, "Sir," and sort of give him a protracted salute.
And you do so, and he seems to jolt back almost as if he was very much not expecting it, and he pulls out what he was working on in the forge and whips it around, and as it does so, the red hot light seems to catch a light to parts of a cushion that was in the room, and it just spreads from there almost immediately, as if something almost unnatural was happening with this particular fire, and it spreads, and he turns around, he's like, oh, you bloody done it now, boy. Get the guards, raise the alarm. And you see the fire begins to spread around you. You made a decision.
Hold on, let me just check. So yeah, I sort of turn around and hold on. Louise,
Yes,
you might want to reread the viewer decisions. I hate to be that guy.
I did it wrong.
Yeah.
Know what? That's fine.
Which is even worse.
You can totally have both, Louise.
That's what, best of both worlds.
Yeah. Treat yourself.
Best of both worlds.
You
Did
deserve
that
this.
genuinely just happened as he started a small fire or a large fire or whatever this is?
You're able to pat the fire out.
Cool, I immediately...
You're just like, woo!
He's like, get the cards! And I just go... It's fine, sir.
He's like, oh, good job, laddie, well done.
Like, I make sure he can't, like, pat me on the shoulder and go through the illusion. I just say, sir, we've had some trouble in the, let me just have a look at the map. We've had some trouble near Warden's Walk, sir. Some of the rioters got a little bit more out of hand, and we lost a few good men. Numbers have slightly waned. We're worried that they might be regrouping, and if so, then they might push through. You know they hold the flank on us there, sir, so they've requested someone more apt, military-minded. I realize this is something a little out of the ordinary, but your presence would probably put the fear of the gods in these scum.
Well, I see where you're coming from, boy, I really do, but I must admit I'm having a hard time seeing that play out. See, I mean, well, you heard the orders, right? Warden's Walk is a no-man's zone right now.
Yes, but we're worried that they are regrouping inside, sir. If we don't have a perimeter...
If they are, boy, I genuinely believe that my interference will not be necessary. Things will sort themselves out over there.
I see. I'm sorry, I now have conflicting orders. Dent had me come straight to you. Told me I was to speak to you and you alone.
Dent's back, is he? Well, that is good news. I was beginning to worry for my old friend there. Why don't you send him to me? We have much to discuss.
He's currently, what's the arena? So it'd be the upper quarter. So he's currently in the upper quarter, sir. That's where I've just come from. Do you wish me to send for him now, or I can go at once and try and fetch him?
Yes, please do. Actually, we do have much to discuss. And but remember, boy, do stay out of Warden's Walk if you know what's good for you.
Of course, sir. First standing orders. And I give him another salute and say, would there be anything else?
That is all. You may leave.
Sort of
and thank you, by the way, again, for the fire situation. Got a bit out of control there for a moment.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to march out the room. The fuck is this guy?
I need to check on my wife again.
Go back to our pocket dimension. We all
my god.
If only you had that pocket dimension.
No.
So I'll come back round a series of corners, I imagine, into an alcove where everyone is clustered, and just say, he's not budging. What did I notice was in his hand? You said it was a red hot poker. That was and it seems very volatile.
Very, very volatile.
Is that okay? I turn to them and just say, he's currently alone, but he's by a forge, and whatever he's forging, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of it, and it's currently semi-molten, so.
Well, he's alone, though. This may not be part of our original plan, but finding Tyrant alone might be an opportune moment to get a bit more information, and perhaps.
He mentioned something about Warden's Walk. He said it's a no-man's zone. He's ordering men to just stay away from it. I told him that we were worried that the revolution might be stirring up there, and he just laughed and said, I doubt we'll need to send any more men. It'll take care of itself. Do you reckon they're making more of those things we saw in Warden's Walk? Like what we found in the sewer?
I certainly hope not. That is where we put our one refuge.
God damn it.
Why do we make families?
We're having such a bad time. Such a bad week. This is the worst week.
It's fine. Just
I'm really working for the weekend, man.
Play an orphan like me, because then nothing from your family history can come back and screw you over.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing in your family comes back, does it?
I declare myself an orphan.
I disown myself.
I
from
declare
my
I was an
family.
orphan too. I moved on. Got myself a happy, healthy life and family.
I mean, it wasn't that healthy though, was it? Let's be real.
No, it really wasn't a very healthy relationship, but that's
I'm going to
besides the
head
point.
straight to jail. I'm not going to pass go. Not going to collect my £200. I'm just going to go straight to jail.
Well,
Right.
So- Here's the thing.
Fuck.
There was no one else around.
No, but I cannot stress this guy is a military-minded leader. He is a soldier. If it's really him, we might not be able to take him. If it's a doppelganger, we might not be able to take him. I do not like our odds in this situation.
Well,
Like, I have no idea what he just swung, but it nearly set the entire room on fire. It's a molten poker blade of some sort.
the thing that I can do, I can silence the area so he can't call for help.
Do that.
Doesn't take care of the issue with whatever he's wielding or what power he might possess, both as the general that I served under, or the false person that he has become, whatever is inside of him. But I can at least make sure that we, well, hopefully, are undisturbed, certainly by a call.
We subdue him. We try and take him alive. And then, I guess...
Sure, if we can, I mean, you saw the fake dent. He's not going to go down, and he's not going to break. We smashed his kneecaps, and he laughed.
Neither would the real man. This is like the worst of the worst we could run into is him, because he will probably not break because he's going to be trained to not break. And he fought a revolution and was actually in the Royal Army beforehand.
Well.
So he hard as nails. Granted, probably a little old, but he's hard as nails.
Correct.
So-
But remember the encounter. We smashed the real dent's knees, and he still stood. A real man can't do that.
You're a cleric.
I am a cleric.
Okay, you've got medicine as a thing.
Yes.
If we restrain him and dislocate both his shoulders, see how tough he is then? Well, I'm thinking, because if he's a doppelganger, there's a chance he can just snap him back into place and give zero fucks. But a real man, that would actually... Like, I'm trying to think, how do we hurt this man, but without killing him if he's potentially the real guy?
Yeah.
Holy water.
Holy water would also do it.
Well, we
don't have.
Certainly
do.
would.
We do.
taste.
We've got plenty of holy water. We just made a pile of it back at the temple.
Do you have it on you?
Yeah, that's why we brought
Oh my
it.
god, then we fucking smash him!
Splash it on him, man.
That's
Come
what we're
on.
saying. We don't know at this point. We don't know
We don't
that
know
holy
that's
water
a
is
thing
going to
that
do anything
works.
to the doppelganger.
But we have a
All we know is
suspicion.
it breaks down
Oh,
the
yeah.
empowering ritual.
Yeah, but try it, because if he then starts going, then we definitely know something's going on, right? But if you don't try, then you never know.
And if he
How
doesn't,
about-
we still don't have an answer.
Yeah, I know, but
But
if
when
you don't try,
yeah.
then you can't necessarily know in
It's
case
one
it
test.
does have an effect.
When you got your mentor's hand to put it in the holy water and nothing happened, I was like, I feel like this is actually a loss because we
Oh.
still don't know.
I think it's
I
a
was
loss.
so-
I think it's a loss as well because we still don't know.
So I'm like, shit,
Wait,
I don't know.
okay, that makes sense. If it has no effect, in that case, and
We
that's
smash
fine.
his kneecaps.
Yeah, okay, but does it do us any trouble to put his hand in a bit of holy water in the case that it does like go burn up and do weird stuff?
You assume that as soon as he sees us, that this isn't going to be game on. And if he's a doppelganger, us restraining him
Well, you just splash it on him.
What if I give a wet handshake?
Yeah, you could just dab a bit on him.
Give him a sloppy handshake.
Well, I mean, if we just want to sprinkle him, I've got my censer, which is like the Pope thing. The splat.
Well, right, but like that'll be
to throw it. Yeah,
but like if we want to like not raise too much suspicion
up to 10 feet. But
okay, I've got this. No, seriously, I've got this. Just give me the holy water. I'm an idiot. I'm genuinely an idiot. But this is the easiest thing in the entire world. Give me the holy water. Just give me one vial. That's all I need.
Yeah, well, there you go. Because my intent was that we all filled like all of our water flasks and everything with holy water. We've got quite a bit of holy water.
Why is everything so hard?
Simply
hurts.
passing.
Let's just attack him. Little combat, little swings of mace.
I'm gonna get to like the corner of the room, and I'm gonna sort of sneakily.
Don't worry, Louise. Josh can always make it harder than it should be.
No. Seriously, this is the easiest way to do this.
First of all, we need to know about the irrigation system in this place.
Tarian, we really need to know.
Then three of us need to have a 20-minute conversation about turning into Dent, and then maybe we can get somewhere.
And then we need to stop off the croissants on the way while admiring.
I feel like we haven't done anything.
Have it.
I feel like
it's not just a feeling, Will.
I feel like I've been zoned out for 2.5 hours, and I come back in, and we're like at the same point.
The first hour was just getting the split party back together.
So I'm gonna get to the edge of the door on a 19 stealth. Does he notice me?
He does not.
Cool.
She's like, dear God, no.
I grab the vial. Of holy water with my mage hand, and I literally just hover it right above him, so it's right by the ceiling, and take the cap off, so it just empties over his head, and then instantly recoil bring the mage hand back to me.
Yes.
And that's that. And I have the vial. He has no idea. It just looks like a leak in the ceiling. He's covered in holy water. Does anything happen?
He drops up again, like, ugh.
Fuck!
You see, you watch for a moment. And he starts to shift his shoulders somewhat, and he looks back, and he kind of looks back at where the water hit him, and you see him roll out his shoulders and try to reach back and like shake the rest of the water off. And he definitely doesn't seem happy about what's happened.
A little cold holy water down his back.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. Ooh. Okay, now
see
we
him
know.
His forearm, and kind of frown at it a little bit.
I am
This is evidence.
going to see if I can check. This is science.
He is a witch,
Perception
and
check
we
the
must
heck out of
burn
that.
him.
Can we get? Just out of curiosity, we can condemn this man to death on the fact that I poured holy water over him, and he apparently is unhappy with this.
We should
You
do
look
that
at his
thing.
arm weirdly.
We should do that thing where you're a kid and you go to the theatre and like spray water over you and stuff like that, but just
Does smell look
crowds.
weird to you?
Does it smell like chloroform?
I just need to get a little flower that has the little squirt flower. That's my new guard attire. On 13, can I make out what's going on with his arm for the sake of plot? Please.
Yes, you can. You definitely can. He seems to be trying to get that level of strength that he once had. He definitely still is a very strong man, but he is not particularly happy with the way the muscles ripple underneath his flesh.
What?
Creepy sentence.
I'm not particularly happy with the way
Genuinely.
these muscles are rippling. I was hoping for a more of a, I don't know, V formation ripple, but these are like a little ripple in the pond right here.
I did a mini retch there. Can we just get some flex real quick? School, so we all know what a muscle flex should look like. There we go.
That's what he wants.
Yeah. And then it's
His veins aren't popping quite the way that he likes them. You know.
That moment when you go from Squall to Josh and literally one vial of holy water. Arcee just steps down the corner, looks at you guys, just like shakes his head, looks more like unhappy, and just says, "He's not himself."
So it works. Science has been performed.
it ain't changed his appearance, but he's definitely looking real uncomfortable, and like he's trying to get it off him as quick as he can, but we need to do this now.
Do we go
Please let it actually be the real guy.
dead?
We kill him because he didn't enjoy having water poured over his head.
That's a crime punishable by death in my book.
Definitely. Definitely.
No,
Put him to death.
This is perfect.
No
What we
way.
do is we kill him, and then when they ask, why did you kill this man? We say, oh, because there was a leak. Speaking of leaks, the irrigation system.
Honestly, at this point, I'm happy with killing pretty much anything for
So,
the
yes.
sake of us not fucking around for another 2.5 hours.
All right. I'm going to walk forward as Dent, and approach him, ready to attack, but not like trying to appear like overly aggressive.
Oh, that was right quick, Jen. Thought you were in the old quarter.
I come sort of like in, give him like a salute, and I'm gonna move round him as if like checking the room is secure, to make sure they can have a private conversation, and definitely not just casually step behind this man. It's fine, don't even worry about it.
I was in the old quarter. That was hours ago. Who told you? Who gave you those orders, boy?
He turns and just says, "You were already on your way back. I assumed." Like in his mind, he's like, "Why would you throw me under the bus? I walked us in here. Everything was fine." And you were just like, "You know what? Fuck you." Shit. He just says, I received a runner from you from the upper quarter. I came straight here, and you were already on your way back.
Strange.
This
Regardless,
is a very strange conversation.
Tarian, we have much to discuss. I understand the Warden's Walk has been declared off limits.
Oh yes. Oh, the plan is it's in set. It's working well. I have reason to believe those traitors we were so worried about will not be bothering us again anytime soon.
It is good to hear. However, I do have a request. There is a we have not yet heard from we've not yet heard from Lady Alith.
No, it is indeed a great concern. Last we heard, she was practically carried out of the castle.
From what I understand, she may be in Warden's Walk as well.
Where did you get that intel from?
Well, we have a few of our guards spotted some of the terrorists, the traitors in question, heading towards Warden's Walk, and we saw someone heavily disguised with them, but they suspected Lady Alith was among them.
Indeed, if she was carried about by that bastard Dragonborn, it would make sense.
Who you call the bastard?
What has been done cannot be undone in Warden's Walk. If she is indeed there, I can only hope that she will make it out. If not, well, life goes on, Dent, doesn't it?
Welcome.
Fuck 'em.
I suppose,
I'm literally like,
Surprise attack!
Like-
Assassination!
I
Come on,
can't-
tell me you're an
That is the
assassin.
case.
It's a super awkward moment where you're like,
I'm just like doing.
yeah. Suppose that is the case. Well, there is one way to undo it.
I'm all ears, old friend.
Well, you know it as well as I.
super sexual.
I've been feeling tired.
I'm just picking up on a vibe here. I don't know if anyone else is.
All right, whatever. Surprise attack. he's not giving me the information I want.
Just out of curiosity, can I kill both men by running one through and impale them onto each other in an ever-loving embrace. No, in all seriousness, you said he's left the poker, right?
It is in the forge.
Cool. I'm going to take the poker because it's similar to a rapier-ish. It's definitely I can
Today
use
today it's a rapier, man.
It's whatever you want it to be.
And I am going to just try and drive the red hot poker straight between his shoulder blades as hard as I can. Because he was like, "Oh look, I've got this thing and it sets everything on fire." I'm like, "Give me 1 minute. I need to go have a conversation with someone." Yeah, so that's my sneak attack.
With advantage, please.
Fantastic. Use the rapier stats or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hit. That's a 23 to hit.
23, that hits. And as you do so, you not only sense the immediate sizzling and burning of flesh, but the burns that seems to form in a circular pattern swirling around his back and his shoulders, and he'll arch back in agonizing pain. And you see ahead of you the scarring that the brander leaves is very similar to the symbols that you saw on the arena floor.
Oh god, what, from this poker?
From that poker.
Yeah, I dropped that poker. The whole poker in the forge. Whole damn thing. I'm just like, fuck that.
I thought you just leave it in his back.
Yeah, no, I can I melt it into his back? Basically, I want him to die. Louise, how do I die?
I mean, you made an attack, and it worked, and it was a great attack, and I'm proud of you. All you've accomplished today.
I don't know what kind of damage it does, but I'm going to add my sneak attack to it for a
roll me 4d6 to 4d6s.
Damn. How do? Oh, that's actually rubbish damage. But here's what we found: doppelgangers are susceptible to poker in the rear.
It definitely leaves a massive mark, and he arches back in agony, like, as he turns back to look at you with red-hot anger in his eyes. And I'd like everybody to roll me some initiative. Particularly.
Can I get an attack?
Yeah,
actually,
nat 20. Woo!
Oh, cool. That's like an 18 with my -2, but sure.
I mean, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. And he's not doing well. So.
Louise, you had
he did not like
inspirations
poker in
given
the
from
back.
someone, didn't you?
I did. I do have inspirations. I'll use one. Thank you, Speedy. For
You're
reminding
welcome. Always wanted to help out.
I was
the
gonna say,
animals.
burn those.
Quick, yeah.
So Tyrus, it's your go to start off.
I imagine we all have some holy water with us. We all just kind of grabbed some. I'd like
yes,
to
correct.
kind of just throw some directly in his face, if I could, and then swing my hammer.
Yeah, make me an attack roll for the hammer. You can easily splash this man with water.
Okay. Bam. What is that? 15 to hit?
15 does not hit, unfortunately, but the water
Unless-
definitely affects.
No advantage or anything? Oh wait, actually, oh never mind, that doesn't work.
So no, you just miss with your hammer, but you manage to splash him directly in the face with the water, and he kind of rears back from you, almost toppling over onto Artie, but grabbing his feet again. And with that, it is his turn, and he will pull out his own hammer that he has strapped to his side, and he's going to make an attack at you, Artie, for being the one to so horrendously burn him. such a sad and horrible thing that you did.
Yeah, I missed him. I was actually just aiming for Artie, I swear.
Yeah.
Does a 13 30?
No, it doesn't. What does he swing for me with?
With a hammer.
Cool. So I basically block with the red hot poker, and it does that cool sparky thing. Yeah.
Because yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Flinrick, have you done some silencing yet?
No, because you all just went and jumped right on in the attack.
That's fair.
Karazim, it's your turn.
Alright, no! I'll scream out and, I will attack Dent with my thing.
Dent.
I
you know
mean,
what I mean.
we'll reword that one.
Yeah, it's just, there's so many fucking Dent puns going on, I don't even know. The dude's Tyrant, right?
Tyrant,
Yes.
A
Okay.
15 again just barely misses him.
Shit, I'll also rage. That's my turn.
And moving on from there, Flinrick, it is your go.
I cast silence. And just
Good idea.
silence overtakes the entire courtyard. It's like 120-foot radius sphere around this blacksmith. So 40 feet across, 40 by 40.
Fantastic.
That'd be super
And,
surreal.
Top of the round, Tyrus. Oh wait, no, sorry, I missed Artie, didn't I? I
Artie.
didn't write him down. Artie, it's your go. Sorry.
Artie is going to stab this guy. At
Good to know.
advantage.
Good to know.
It's fucking rogue, motherfucker. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a step back. I'll use my bonus action to disengage from him. I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna firebolt him just to see if firebolt doeth the more damage.
Yeah, let me see that ball of fire.
Because we have no idea what
Goodness
kind
gracious.
of weapons do. Great barrels of right. Nothing. I fire wildly. I'm useless.
Your firebolt kind of like it burns itself into a nearby wall. But one of the really nice decorations that you had. One that you were particularly fond of this one. It was a very nice one. And now it's...
Okay, in which case I'm gonna re-engage with him, and just provide some friendly. Hey, I'm here.
I'm back again. So yeah, top of the round, Tyrus.
Just swing of the hammer. No. The 9.
It goes wide above his head as he makes an attack against you. Very upset about this entire situation. Does a 21 hit you, by any chance?
Just barely.
Okay.
Just tickles it.
6 points of damage, please, friend.
Nothing.
And Karazim, it's your go from there.
I gotta hit you again, you wee bastard. That's Scottish.
I'd like to see you try.
An 18.
You are entirely silenced. None of that
Yeah,
happened.
I was gonna say this is silent
Well,
movie.
You guys hear it in your brains, okay? Because I want to.
An
So
18 hits 100%.
cool.
You got
Get it. He takes 9 damage. Ha!
9 damage.
Take that.
And what are
Can
you
you hear me
attacking
now?
with? Just so I'm at the moment.
It's either my great sword or a great axe. It's my great axe I have. Yeah.
Your great axe. Okay, so as you swing with your great axe, part of the blade hits the burn mark that Artie made previously, and you see as it does so, it starts to bleed profusely, like unnaturally profusely, and it's not a normal color either. It seems darker, some kind of like a dark bluish tint to it. Definitely not natural, definitely not normal.
That's gross, bro. Also, because I'm raging, it's 11 damage. First take.
11 damage. Good to know. Good to know.
It's gross. He's bleeding loads.
Artie, it's your turn.
Okay. In which case, seeing this, Artie is going to make with the stabbing.
Never mind. Sorry, no, I'm after Artie.
And I will go for at advantage. Fuck all. And then offhand, I will. However, I attack with this poker more.
Yeah, that'll be another rapier attack for the poker.
Cool. 17.
And a 17, yeah, 17 does hit. You're able to make another attack on him.
Cool. Damage is it same as before?
Same as before?
Sweet. Fucking keeping this. 15.
15.
And
You
I get to stick my sneak on that, which is ridiculous. Sneak attack with giant flaming poker of death.
That's how much is that total?
That is
22.
Math, there you are.
22. Very nice, very nice. As you attack him again with the poker, you see the burns underneath its skin. It seems to almost snake out as if it's coming. The initial impact is where the poker is, but it seems to be siphoning from it and coming down, and it wraps around the rest of his arms, these same symbols that you saw before, and he looks very distressed about this. He is certainly not happy at all about the situation that is currently unfolding before him. Is there anything else you'd like to do in your turn?
I'm just going to do anything I can to hold that poker in contact with his skin. Just fuck this guy. He's a douche.
Give me a strength to see if you can just hold it on him for another turn.
I am shit at strength, but I will try. I am the entirety of the shit. Yes! Nailed it.
He just brushes you off.
Yeah.
And Flinrick, it's your turn.
From outside of the sphere, because it takes a verbal component, I'm going to shoot a guiding bolt at Tyrion. Does a 22 hit?
Yes, it does.
For 20 points of radiant damage.
Hot damn. Describe that attack to me, if you.
So, I mean, Flinrick, after silencing the area, just backs off and then holds up his holy symbol, which is actually his mace itself. So he holds it up, and out of the eye sockets of this, knight chest piece that's on the top of his mace, these two blasts of golden light come shooting out. And I'm assuming, since Artie had gone around and just blasts into Tyrion, and then just, I guess, sort of start to fill into his chest cavity and make this radiant glow burn and melt through his skin.
And it seems to mix as well with the burns that were currently already taking place on his skin, and it seems to give it a weird glow from the inside of his skin, and he lets out a guttural scream as it just halves its way.
You don't hear it, though.
You don't hear it.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Oh, I love that.
And it will have advantage on its attack because I just did a guiding bolt. The big old cleric's 1-2 punch.
Very nice.
So a 24.
That does hit.
And that's a level 1. Oh, no, level 2. There we go. For 8 more force damage as basically this sort of knight chess piece, almost like it's moving across a chessboard, and in that weird knight movement sort of goes forward and then slams into his side.
You got a right hook knight chess piece. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, as my spiritual weapon, it's
Nice.
a knight chess piece, and basically does a right hook into his jaw.
And he'll take that damage, and he'll stumble back almost, still finding his legs, but definitely looking very much worse for wear. And at the top of the round, Tyrus, it's your go.
Hammer! Please. 21 to hit for 9
One, that
bludgeoning.
hit.
Does he have a weapon on him? He has a hammer, right?
He does. He has
I'm
a
gonna
hammer.
make that a disarming attack. Add a D8 to it, the damage, and he drops it, or has to make a strength or drop it, unless that kills him.
If only things were that easy. I'm afraid.
Yeah, so I swing the hammer over my head and just try and hit him right on the shoulder, so it like dislocates it and drops it.
You hear the crack and crunch of bones as you do so, and he'll drop the hammer. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I don't hear anything, but no, that's all.
And so on his go, you see he looks around at you all, and there is something akin to not necessarily fear, but more so panic in his eyes. And he turns to his back where the forge is, and he'll take a few quick steps towards it, and he'll plunge his forearm directly into the flames. And that's where we're going to end this episode.
Oh dear.
Buddy, what's wrong with that? That's not a good idea. Bad plan. Bad plan.
That hurts.
That hurts, kids. Don't try this at home. Fuck me.
Well, just like rolled a nat 1 on insight and really thought, or not on insight, just an intelligence check, and really thought that would give him power.
Yeah, he does.
Fire powerful, me powerful.
I just have to eat the flames. Fantastic. Well, that's where we're going to be wrapping up tonight's episode of Tyrant Thrall, my friends. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And of course, if you enjoyed the show, please do let us know in chat and follow us if you haven't already. We're back again tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Oh my god. Wednesday we've got Wayward Tides happening, and then not Lost Mine of Fandel is the other one. Tales from the Yawning Portal. Sunless Citadel. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, let's go around to casting Crude. We enjoy ourselves. Where can we find you guys online? And then, of course, we're going to go raid another good friend of ours, Pentlick, here in a second. But let's start with our fantastic Dungeon Master, Louise, for tonight. Louise, what do you think?
I think it's great. I think it's, as always, absolutely love playing with you guys. It's really good. I mean, today we didn't get much done, but we had a lot of fun. And, there's a lot of death, which is always great. Always a good time. But no, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it today. Really enjoyed Tuesdays. Highlight of my week, always. And yeah, I'm very sad that it's coming to an end. Tomorrow is our not tomorrow. I'm out of it today as well. It's a long day. Next week it will be our penultimate episode because we are only running a 7 episode season currently for Tyrant's Thrall. So yeah, I'm very excited to see how this is all going to end and how our party will fare with these tyrants and their unruly thrall. But if you do want to find me in the meantime, you can find me on the tweeters because I tweet and it's great and it's a fun time, and that's at No More No Less. And you can also find me on the Twitchers because I Twitch and it's also fun times, all times. And that's Accidental Legend, and I'm Accidental Legend in chat, so you can chat to me because I'm great and I tell funny stories sometimes, and I'm great also maybe 60% of the time. So
There
talk
you
to
go.
me.
That's more than
Please.
50% of the time, in case you're wondering.
More than half.
There
More
you
than
go.
average. I did it.
I wish I could say the same of Speedy. Let's go to him. Not so speedruns.
Hello, my name's Speedy. I am Not So Speedruns on Twitch and Twitter. Dude, this show is getting pretty good. Today we did like almost nothing, but it was still a lot of fun doing it, which
Yeah.
is the important part. But yeah, I am a variety and D&D streamer. I do D&D 3 times a week on my channel and variety the rest of the nights. I just finished up a 12-hour 1-year streamiversary stream yesterday. Thank you, Will, for coming out and hosting yesterday. It was awesome. Thank you everyone from this channel who came out and visited as well. It was great. We raised $500 for suicide prevention. And yeah, awesome night overall. So thank you guys for that. But you can find me on Twitter or Twitch at Not So Speedruns. We just started off a brand new campaign on my channel on Thursdays called 6 and 20 in Blades in the Dark, which is a fantastic system. We play as criminals in a dark fantasy industrial type world. Louise is also on it, so if you like her and me, you can see both of us then, in addition to here. Yeah, and that's me.
Double
Thanks.
the trouble, double the fun.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic. Let's go to Torskul.
Hey, how you guys doing? Had a great time. Always fun. It's a fun, exciting world with lots of twists and turns and paranoia, which we explored fully and deeply in this. Yes, dentally. We very much so. But no, always love it. It's always fun. Thank you so much. It's always fun, a blast to play with these guys. You can find me on my channel here on Twitch on Saturdays. This weekend, Memorial Day weekend on Saturday, we will be starting at 9 a.m. instead of our normal time, noon, because we are doing a double session to raise money for American Cancer Society. So we'll be going from 9 o'clock Eastern until 4 o'clock Eastern in a 7-hour session of the Vice. Lots of fun stuff. I've been writing lots of cool things that are going to happen. We have a few surprises of new things that we're going to be debuting. We also have some matching funds for when people make donations that your donation will be doubled, and you'll be able to shop in the donation shopping list below for multiple items of how you can affect the play. Should be a lot of fun, and going for a great cause. 100% of my channel's proceeds always go to charity. This time it's the American Cancer Society, which we're hoping this month to raise lots of money for. So please come by. We would love to see all you guys, and that's Saturday at 9 o'clock Eastern is when we'll start. I'll be tweeting and twitching and Facebooking and all those things to remind everyone. So thanks, guys.
Fantastic. And last but not least, Josh.
Well, that was an episode and a half. I mean, to be honest, like, I feel like we achieved quite a lot and nothing at the same time. Like, I feel like we've figured some stuff out, and I really wish we'd figured I wish we'd figured out less. Definitely less. So it's going to be an interesting follow-up couple of sessions, and yeah, the paranoia is real. Who do you trust? Nobody.
Not you.
Nobody at all. Fucking hate. I'm so trustworthy.
Damn it, Josh.
Every
Again.
time.
Hey, I'm not actually.
You broke that poor gal's heart. Or did you?
Don't even. Like, he's genuinely. It was just like.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear
whatever, right. What if you just like, wait a minute. You're courting? And he's a prince? No, if he's a prince, no, fuck that. I want you to find someone good,
scum.
Someone good for you.
I want some scum. The Vox Populi.
Definitely liked him better when he was just a street prick.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Fantastic. Well, we will head off for tonight then, my friends. We'll be back again tomorrow for more Wayward Tides and Tales from the Yawning Portal. We're going to go to our friend Penclick's channel. He's playing some Warframe. No, Warframe? No, WarWarrior Online. Same difference. I don't fucking know what video games are. What's that? If it doesn't have pen and paper, then it ain't real, am I right? Anyway, we're going to go to his channel, send him some love, and we'll spam some ERP raid emotes along with the hashtag encounter raid, and go send him some of our love. He's a nice guy, likes his D&Ds as well. So I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, try not to throw too many net ones. We won't be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody.